Modesty in the future when all's well. You're listening to Russell Brand on Six Music. I'm here with Matt Morgan, who is lethargically in charge of buttons. You're right, Matt?
Yeah, I'm fine.
What do you look so listless for?
Well, I didn't have much sleep.
What an excuse. Then there's Trevor Cocky-Locky. Oh, Cocky-Locky. Trevor Lock. What's up, mate?
Nothing is up apart from me.
You look joyous.
I am joyous. It's a spring morning in
It's
the
not spring,
late summer. Yeah.
Oh, you know nothing of the seasons. It's like Vivaldi never even existed with you, ain't it?
Yeah.
We're still in Edinburgh, aren't we?
We are still here. Why are we still here?
I was ill.
Oh, yeah.
I got laryngitis
What
and
happened?
tonsillitis. I got, but probably because of the pressure of working we used to. Laryngitis and tonsillitis started to grind me down. It became unbearable. I was really, really ill. Couldn't speak. Nearly lost my voice.
I remember when you opened your mouth and I looked in and I saw a little white thing.
There
to
was
the
a
side.
little white thing
What
at
was
the
that
back of
thing?
my throat. Well, there were no women about, Matt. no, I had to have some activity.
That's
no,
disgusting.
I know, I'm only mucking around. I take that back. It was, I don't know, some sort of ulcer.
It was quite nice when you were humble and had to whisper, "Can I have one of those?"
I hated that. I felt castrated without my voice.
It
Yeah.
made me whisper back. Do you remember
Yeah.
we had whispering
We
conversations?
all whispered
infectious.
to preserve my voice before a throat specialist said that is the last thing you should be doing.
Yeah,
is
whispering scratches.
You were like a king and we couldn't speak normally so that we didn't humble you by our normal voices.
Right, yeah, like, 'cause it would have shown me up
Yeah.
to hear people talking normally. This is just how people speak. Everyone whispers nowadays. Yeah, so a bit ill, so I couldn't go to Reading Festival. That's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'd have liked it there, I
Pearl
think.
Jam.
Missed that. That's
I'm glad.
all right.
I'm very glad we didn't have to go.
Why are you glad,
I
Trev?
wouldn't have enjoyed it.
I suppose you wouldn't have fitted in looking
wouldn't.
as you do like a bit of a twerp.
Well, I don't think that's the reason, though.
Oh, it's one reason,
No,
Trev.
isn't it?
Imagine you down that Reading Festival. People, I think, would have took a dislike to you.
Well,
You
maybe
can't-
they would.
You can't call Trevor a twerp.
Why?
Whatever you said. You're standing there covered in coffee that you spilt down yourself in the taxi.
I know, it's embarrassed. I had a tri-soy latte, as a matter of fact, is what it is. The lid sort of came off it, and I sort of looked like I'd been shot, and my blood was made out of coffee, and just all burst out all over me like a Rorschach test. No, is it Rorschach?
Rorschach.
Rorschach.
Yeah.
Rorschach. Right,
Rorschach.
where you look at a butterfly and go, that reminds me of a time that I stole my mum's knickers, which I've never done. So, yeah, over the course of this show, we're going to be talking about illnesses. A bit of that'll be going on. There'll be some boasting. Guess we've got that Neil Strauss bloke, the bloke who wrote that book, The Game, which is a book about how to seduce people. I think mostly women, but I think it's like techniques you can use to seduce and make people do what you want, probably just with body language and stuff like that. That'd be interesting to talk to him. We'll badger Gallagher at some point. We'll get Noel Gallagher to come on the radio show. What's that, Trev? What is it?
I've got a new competition.
You've got a new competition?
Yeah, it's called the Breakfast Competition.
Oh, I don't like the sound of it, Trev. It sounds boring.
What it is, all you have to do is come to the
Not just
studio
announce a competition.
in
No,
the
but
ton
listen-
with some breakfast, and I will eat it in front of you.
What a lovely contest. Yeah. We're trying to get people... No one's going to bring you breakfast.
They might.
He
They
bought
might.
breakfast and they forgot to put it in his bag.
Can
Trevor,
you believe that?
If you're
A
hungry...
well-known establishment allowed me to pay for a breakfast
But
and
they
then
never
walk
gave
out
you?
without it.
Oh, you poor man.
I'm hungry.
It's Trevor's breakfast contest, everyone. If you want to bring a delicious breakfast to Trevor, we're in Edinburgh still. We're in
In
a
the
place
Ton,
called
the
the
BBC
Ton, the
building in
BBC
the Ton.
building at the back of the Ton, Holyrood Road. Come here, bring us some breakfast. Oh, bring what you want, bring what you got. You know, why stuff at breakfast? Done a good gig last night at the Edinburgh International Conference Centre. Historic, wasn't it, Trev?
awesome.
Oh, history were made that night. Tales will be told. Gentlemen in England now abed will think themselves accursed they were not there and hold their manhoods cheap, whilst any speaks that saw that gig at the Edinburgh International Conference Centre. Yeah, it went well. Like a lot of cheering and screaming because it's like 1,200 people. It's a lot exciting.
It was like being at a Bay City Rollers gig in 1975.
It was
I
like the
imagine,
bloody Rollers. It really was,
Yeah.
wasn't it? And at the end, right, I goes, yeah, we're having a do now, and we said this tiny pub, called that's below our flat where we're all staying. Goes, all of you can come to this pub, and we very nearly caused a great deal of damage to that pub because like quite a large percentage of the people at the gig turned up. It was only a little pub, about 400 people.
Why did
turned
Alan
up there.
Yentob turn up?
Oh, so luckily, Alan Yentob, former controller of BBC Two, turned up with me because I think he mistakenly thought, like, because I sort of made it sound like
It was an after party.
after party, as opposed to a precursor to an orgy.
I think it was pretty clear what you were after.
Right,
Was he at the gig then? So he
Yeah,
heard
he was at
that.
the gig.
was there. Yeah, you're all welcome. All people, come to our after-show party. Particularly welcome will be women. Particularly welcome will be the unattached and the psychologically liberated. You know, but everyone, like loads of people came. It was really nice. Blokes, everything. There was all sorts of people there. What a lovely evening we all had.
So Yentob was in the queue with loads of girls queuing up to meet you.
Yentob, he was stood out there, old Alan Yentob. I ended up getting off with him, curiously.
We all did. We all.
I mean, it was a giddy, hedonistic evening. Kissing and cuddling with Alan Yentob from the controller at Radio 2. No, BBC Television 2, too. Toot.
What does he do now? Does he work for the Salvation Army?
Trevor, I am not Alan Yentop's keeper. I am not in control of his CV. I do not spend my life looming at windows, peering at Alan Yentob.
Why would he work for the Salvation Army?
Because Why would anyone?
I saw him
Selling
in discussions
papers.
outside the Salvation Army in Chalk Farm about a month ago.
Oh, right, and you think he works there?
Well, I'm not saying he works
That is
there.
a thoroughfare, Trevor.
Maybe it's...
That is a thoroughfare. What don't you understand about thoroughfares?
It wasn't a thoroughfare,
It's
mate.
a thoroughfare.
It was the forecourt of a Salvation Army coffee shop and bookshop.
Merely stopped because he was passing through the thoroughfare.
It's not a thoroughfare.
It's a thoroughfare,
Was he
Trev.
going to church? Did he hold a service, perhaps?
Part of
Is he a lay preacher?
He is a Jewish gentleman, you filthy racist. What part of thoroughfare don't you understand, you anti-Semites?
The forecourt
Thoroughfare.
bit. Forecourt.
Thoroughfare. What's wrong? Eat your fudge, Trev.
Buy me some fudge.
I will bring Trevor some fudge for his
Where's
breakfast.
my fudge,
He
young
doesn't
man?
deserve any
Where
breakfast
is it?
other than fudge. If you're in the area, come to the time we're in Holyrood Road. Say your password is fudge. Simply say fudge, and you will be allowed into
They
this
should bring him a
building.
normal breakfast, but mash fudge into it.
Mash fudge into
No,
that
just a
man's
normal
diet.
breakfast and no fudge.
He needs fudge. That boy is crying out.
People
fudge.
shouted out fudge, didn't they, at your gig?
Yeah, people go, eat your fudge, Trev. It's really cool on. People like saying eat
Yeah,
your
I
fudge.
get it. I've been having it all around Edinburgh. People.
What I like most is when people add UC. Eat your fudge, UC.
No, you don't like that, do you?
No, we don't like that.
What, we don't want people to call Trevor a
No,
C?
not at all, never.
I'd like it that people... as long as they mean it nicely.
They don't mean it nicely.
Well, they're like actually aggressively telling you to
There
eat
are
fudge.
some young, impressionable people out there that don't understand that you really like me underneath all this
I'll tell
hatred.
you why they don't understand that, Trev, because it ain't so. If you look beneath that superficial hatred, you'll find a more profound hatred. And beneath that is essential hatred. Then beneath that are XY chromosomes of hate.
Yeah.
Right at my core. No, there's not. There's actual love. So, what a good week we've had here up in Edinburgh.
It's been good, hasn't it?
What about yous two getting into a brawl? What's going on? Yous couple of brawling louts.
There's no
That's
brawl.
evidence of how much I love Trev. Someone
He stepped in.
had a go at Trev.
Someone had a go at
in.
Trev.
Yeah. No one has a
what
go
did
at
they
me.
say to him?
If they have a go at me, they've got Matt Morgan to answer to.
What a lot of nonsense. I heard that you go, yeah, all right, mate, I ain't from round here. Matt's going, I ain't a push geezer. I'll carve you up. I'll stripe you. I'll leave you more stripes than a zebra. Yeah, I'll make you smile for the rest of your life. Type rhubarb.
Yeah, no, it was a bit like that. We're with these people who are really, really posh and Scottish, but they
I like
speak
posh
in
people,
a
they're
posh
nice.
English voice.
They were lovely.
Good to speak
They
in a
were
posh English
charming.
I'm
voice.
just telling you, I'm not judging them.
You are
The
judging
fact that
them.
they were awful.
Yeah, and what happened?
Are
You
they-
at some sort of yachting club?
Well, this girl said to us, come to this club, it's like a dive. So
Yeah.
she goes, oh, it's cheesy music, it's a dive. And we said, well, you know, we'll understand that.
You just went
And we
there,
went there,
did
it
you?
was like a yachting club.
Like a yachting club.
And then-
of posh
Young
people.
Conservative club it was.
We ended up, it would have been a brawl had I not done that ridiculous impression.
Yeah, come in.
If I hadn't have done that, we would have been beaten up.
Beaten up by Wycliffe, you tricked them into
I
thinking that
tricked
you
him
were
into
hard.
thinking I was insane.
Well done. It's always good technique. But well, the moment I'm most interested in is when Trevor started... Trevor Cockedy-Locky started joining in with the fight and talk. Trevor fighting Trevor Lock. Trevor Knuckle. He'd been dancing with them girls all night. Trevor is... Well, I
was
could say a
dancing on
good
stage.
dancer.
He just said little
He's an
Clint Eastwood
interesting
style
dancer.
things like,
He said...
you made a mistake. Things like that.
This is my favourite from the evening. Trevor, while confronted with these posh people can seldom fight because what have they got to fight for?
Yeah.
He said to one of these posh people, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, but then like you was at the front doing your Ray Winston impression, smashing bottles over your own head and that, taking your shirt off, crying, screaming, feeling yourself up, sexualising stuff. And did Trevor Locke, who had been dancing on stage all evening, say to one of the girls, you girls have seen me dance. You don't want to see me fight. Did you say that, Trev?
That may have been said by young Trevor Locke.
You've seen me dance. You don't want to see me fight.
Yeah.
You don't want to see this beast
You see my
unleashed.
ridiculous camp dancing. wait for the camp fighting.
Duncan Norvell kicking a carrier bag around a car park.
Trevor, what have you got to say for yourself about that?
I was at Leighton Live, and
That's
another
gig
story
in Edinburgh.
Why were you saying?
Why were you saying these Clint Eastwood things?
well, I've got a great sense of humour, haven't I?
My mule don't like people laughing at him. I know what you're thinking, punk.
What did the girls say when you said that?
It's like being threatened by Alan Bennett, being mugged by Alec Jones. Excuse me, I'm going to have to ask you to hand over your wallet. You're a silly little sausage. Did you get carried away by the atmosphere of fighting?
I did, I was trying to back up Matthew. I thought he can't do it on his
yes,
own.
Matthew needed some backup, yes.
There was about 5 of them.
You should have just
more than
glassed
5 of them.
Always go for the big one, Trev. Just glass the big one, the rest of them will scatter.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right, but you should have used some of my brilliant fight talk. You know, my fight talk techniques include sort of sexualised, eroticised threats. Like, do you remember there was a time when me and Matt were in the back of a cab with a producer that we used to work with, Sean Grundy, and we got into an argument. Sean Grundy. We used to call him Boromir Jack. Oh,
The Radio Max.
Oh, Russell. He had no eyebrows, did he?
Yeah, no, he had eyebrows, but one day, this is really weird.
His eyebrows went white.
They went white.
How did they go white? What do you mean they went
came
white?
to work.
Was he a chameleon?
No, he came
He's a squid.
He came to work,
Yeah.
and he sat down, and he looked different.
Yeah.
And over the space of one evening, or one night, his eyebrows went completely white.
Matt goes up to him and goes, yeah, Sean, your eyebrows have gone white. Oh, no, they haven't, have they? Oh, have they gone white?
It didn't go, what? That's a very odd thing to happen and run to a mirror. He just sort of touched them and went, oh, no, they haven't gone white.
Oh,
That
they
must have
gone
happened
white.
quite a lot to him then.
Oh, no, this is terrible news.
Maybe he dyed them.
We used to call him Boromir Jack because we thought he was like a little fictional leprechaun character or something.
He had little shoes. They were like
Dolly shoes. His little feet look like a dolly's
And once
feet.
we were filming
Down
near Russell's house, and he said, "Oh, can I stay at your house tonight?" And Russell had a tantrum and said he couldn't. And I said, "Why? Why don't you just let him stay there?" He goes, "I don't want to see that man's feet. I don't want his feet in my house." And what that means.
I couldn't bear the idea. Well, sometimes you meet someone, you don't want to see their feet. It's intimate, isn't it? You don't want to see
Odd
someone's
man.
feet exposed. What about, so I was in the back of a
See
cab.
your feet at the
Yeah,
moment.
my feet, because I like to do some of the show barefoot. It's nice. I'm a radio Zola Bard. So, like, there was a good bit where what happened was, I was in the back of a cab, spilled into an argument because I was upset about his unprofessionalism. He couldn't get the right microphones or something, wasn't it, Matt?
Yeah.
And he was on the phone complaining, and I didn't like the manner in which he was complaining. I thought it lacked oomph. So I was going, no, come on, complain a bit more aggressive. And he went, oh, with all his little white talcum powder eyebrows. I'm trying my hardest. I went, well, it's not good enough or something like that. And we ended up sort of in a clinch. It was the most rubbish fight.
We've said this before, yeah, and the cab driver had to pull over and pull us out.
Yeah,
It means a kiss.
I hissed like a goose at him. We said it before, mate. I went sort of like... And I say weird things in fight situations like, oh yeah, come on in, princess. Yeah, do you want to dance around my garden? Yeah. Do you want an apple in the passage? Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. It's good because it confuses
it's
people.
baffling to listen to for people. It confounds them. But the cab driver, it's really funny because the cab driver had to break up the fight, but he was like a bloke, so he was sort of going, right, stop fighting, like laughing though, because it was such a rubbish fight. He couldn't take it seriously.
Fight, wasn't it? And some flowers got all bent.
Yeah. This bloke sipping and bought some flowers. The flowers got bent. Oh, good. That was a lovely occasion. Fighting talk. So,
awful.
Anyway, we're going to talk about illnesses and lies. These are like when I was a lad, I used to get off school by pretending to be ill. I'd twizzle up a bit of tissue within the tissue, right? Twizzle it till it was pencil thin, then feed it. That would be concealed by the main body of the tissue. Then I'd feed it up my nose, and it makes you sneeze.
Oh, I thought you were saying you make a little sausage of tissue, stick it up your nose, and then make another one and put it up there.
No, not feed loads of them up
and then
there.
you'd sneeze them out like javelins. You can understand it.
Don't sneeze out
So you'd
tissue
have a
javelins.
ball of tissue with a secret little spike
little
on it.
twizzle, just a spike. Say about it's just the size of a blade of grass. Just
So that
twizzle
goes up the
tissue.
nose.
That's concealed. That goes up the nose. Then you're sneezing, so your mum will let you off school because you're sneezing. That is a difficult symptom to feign. So do about 4 or 5 sneezes in the morning. Oh, I got a cold. You're off school.
Perfect.
They also always say, "Well, get dressed and see how you feel." And
Yeah.
the bit where you get it's quite clever because the bit where you get dressed, you think, "No, I might as well go to school now."
Cunning. cunning to
Clever
make you go
trick.
to school. Tricky little devils. Tell us stories about, if you want, you can tell us stories about fights you've been into in honour of Fighting Trev. Oh, his name is Trev. Look at him go, Big Trev. Big bad Trev.
Your name came up in that fight.
My name came up in that fight. Why is
I
that,
pointed
mate?
at my shoes that you bought me. They're the same as your shoes. Went, Russell Brand shoes.
Bloody
Like that.
cheek. How dare they? Those shoes were worn by the Beatles in
I know.
the 60s. They've got a rich heritage. So, all right, yeah, talk to us about fights if you want to, or talk to us about illnesses and lies. Send us text messages. It helps us. It helps us to hear from
breakfast.
you. Bring us breakfast. We're in the Ton, Holyrood Road. Come down, or perhaps, just come down and do some erotic dancing for us. Regardless of your gender, I'd like a big tubby fella to come here and grease himself all up with oils. Hello, someone's arrived. No, it's not. It's not someone to do. Have they got breakfast, these people?
Oh, look.
There's people with food for us.
Look at this.
Ah, they're
Amazing.
arriving. Brilliant. Text us on 64046, or you can email russell.6music@bbc.co.uk. Teenage lobotomy. The Ramones were doing that. You could never give a lobotomy to a teenager, could you? Would it be fair?
What's the point?
They did used to.
Did they? Who
To
did?
teenagers?
Of course they did. They did to everyone. When
I-
that was first invented, they
They just give
overused
lobotomies,
it.
did they? Really? They were so
Yeah.
excited by the technology. It was the iPod of its day.
It really
we'll do a
wasn't.
lobotomy. We'll have another lobotomy. My bloody iPod don't work. iPods don't work, do they?
Of course they don't.
My one's broke.
Again.
Again, this new one just stopped working. Everyone who's got iPods will know.
You're
iPods.
fools, don't buy them. Buy the one that I've got.
What have you got,
I've got a
Trevor?
well-known alternative.
What have you got? A gramophone? Have you?
I've got a little bird in a cage.
You do that you've trained?
Yeah.
A minor bird?
It can do 2 songs.
Yeah, what can he do?
It does the old green
Green sleeves.
Yeah, green sleeves. Yeah, and it's now or never.
I'd have that
Come
bird
home.
strangled if
Yeah.
I were you, Trev. Sounds like a right jerk.
What's happened to it? I fixed yours once, didn't I?
Yeah, you fixed it. You've learned how to get inside them, ain't you?
Yeah, but the new ones I can't get inside.
Well, you sound like you're a gentleman thief. Trying to crack codes. Can't get inside the new ones, but I'll find a way. So help me God, I'll find a way. It's Russell Brand of 6 Music. That's what's happening now. Trevor, you all right over there, dear?
I'm very well. I'm hungry. Where's my breakfast?
Where's your breakfast, Trev? Where's your fudge? Bring us breakfast to the Holyrood. Where are we? Hollywood Road.
Ton.
The
In
Ton.
The Ton. At the back of it, the BBC building. Just turn up. There'll be security at the door. They go, what do you mean you've turned up here with breakfast? And just go, we've got breakfasts for Trevor, Russell and Matt. I'm vegetarian, incidentally. So, Trevor, what illnesses have you had? Didn't you spend your entire childhood...
Turn your phone off.
Turn it off, Trev! Didn't you spend your whole childhood being in an hospital or something?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. No,
That's
no.
always made me laugh, that
Not in a
story.
hospital.
Weren't you educated at home?
I wasn't educated.
Weren't you
told us once
educated
you-
in a garage?
I wasn't. Yeah.
Because you couldn't get on with the other children, because of your odd nature, because of your bizarre personal appearance.
They built a little house for me in the trees.
A little tree
I
house
had a
for
tree
you.
house, and I lived there for a while.
You poor, poor little sod. Trevor, what are your anecdotes regarding illnesses that you've had, dear?
Well, one illness was in Peru when I went to dinner
Oh, here we
once.
go.
Well, I'll do
Peru,
another
Peru.
anecdote if
No,
that's
no,
the
do that
attitude
one.
straight away.
Do that one.
Tell us about Peru.
Went to dinner.
Well, hold on, let me guess. You're in Peru.
I was in Peru.
You're in a room.
There's a
Someone's
ceiling.
boot came through the ceiling. Does a boot come through a ceiling
Mate.
at any point in this anecdote?
Only twice has a boot ever come through a ceiling in my life, let alone in an anecdote.
Let alone the world
it's
of
happened
anecdotes.
more than twice.
Bloody hasn't.
He's mentioned
A
Matthew.
plumber came for a roof.
A plumber,
boot came for a
a
roof.
boot.
That plumber was wearing soft plimsolls. He wasn't wearing a boot.
Well,
What's
that's
doing
against
plimsolls?
regulations. You should have had steel toe caps. He should be struck off the plumber's register
It was
if
the
there is such a thing.
70s. It was the late 70s. It was 1981.
Also, it's like Confessions of a Plumber. He was like a Robin Asquith style plumber, was he? He'd come round
One's not in the late
with his
70s.
balls exposed. I've
silly.
come to work with your spatchcock.
Oh, please.
What kind of life are you living, Locke?
Look,
Yeah.
I was
Go on,
invited
so-
round.
Is this in Peru?
This is in
It's
Peru.
called a stopcock. A bird. Spatchcock's a little bird.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know about plumbing. It's a miracle I was that close. Isn't it, really? Just applaud me for doing that well.
Well done.
So, Russell, you're not that good at plumbing. Jesus Christ. You've
Come
seen
on,
me living
Trev.
my life. I can't work the washing machine. Go on then, Trev.
So we went round to the Gonzaleses for dinner.
Ah, the
And they-
Gonzaleses. Lovely couple, aren't they? The Gonzaleses.
They were family.
Speedy being the patriarch of the family. Arriba,
Oh, how silly.
underlay.
How silly.
Take that, Trev.
Now, listen.
How long did you live in Peru?
Well, on and off for a few years, you know.
Why on and off? Why did you have to do it in that fashion?
Well, I kept coming back, didn't I?
What, because the people of Peru were sickened by you?
No, I had things to do.
Did a myth arise that there was some horrible demon living in the village, stealing people's children, killing people's pets, scoffing fudge? Did a mythology build up around you, Trev? Did they call you something like El Nino or El Chico Malo?
They called me Trevorifico and...
Trevorifico, you liar. They didn't, did they, Matt?
And of course they didn't.
No one would call him
I don't think he's
Trevorifico.
been to Peru. I think he had a little pop-up book of Peru and he sat in his room when he was ill.
Yeah.
For that year
Ill
that
when
he
he's a
couldn't go to
child.
school.
Under his ridiculous stinking eiderdown, tenting it up with self-abuse.
Oh, stop.
Come on, Trev, be honest.
Silly, not true.
Go on then, what happened? Silly, not true.
Silly, not
Silly, not true. Oh, it's Big Bad Trev. Come on, Trev. Yeah, you've heard me telling an anecdote about ceilings and boots coming through it. You don't want to see me doing kung fu kicks, baby. Come on, Trev, tell us about what happened at your night with the Gonzaleses.
It wasn't a night, it was a lunchtime, and we went round there, and they were quite good because they've got 2 special maids that can do good cooking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
2 special maids that can do good
I think
cooking.
they're called cooks.
I wonder, Matt. What could these special maids be? Don't they sound mysterious creatures? I reckon they should be cookero maids, maido chefs.
They can do good cooking.
They can
look,
do
it's very
good
early.
cooking.
Come on.
Big Bad Trev.
So we went round there, and there was loads of people there.
Who's we?
Me and
You
my
and some dead guinea pigs you always claiming are
and
in
some
bloody
friends.
Peru with you.
and
Some friends? Who are they? What are their names?
I'm not going to tell you their names, and
Why?
to preserve their anonymity.
Are they part of one of your rings, one of your online rings? Have you got to protect their identities?
don't say that.
Oh, Christ.
Anyway,
Oh,
what happened was we started eating a fish dish,
a fish dish,
a fish
eh?
dish.
That better not be a euphemism.
and they were it's a very rare and special dish that takes
Why
a
is
lot of
it rare?
preparation.
Why are you doing that ridiculous flourish with your hands?
He always does these ridiculous flourishes with his
I
hands.
do flourishes with my hands to sort of emphasise my language. But it's useless on the radio, but you two respond to it,
It makes
and
us
therefore
feel
it works.
sick.
It doesn't make you feel sick.
Semaphoring, sign all over, whipping your hands all over the place. It just looks odd,
It
Trevor.
frenzies you up. Anyway, so
I
one
ain't
person
frenzied, I'm furious.
started going, oh, Martha, you're going a little bit red.
Right, that's one friend's name, Martha. Got
Yeah.
that? We'll
And-
track her down
and
kill
then-
her like a dog.
And then,
Been involved in this filth.
and then someone said, oh, Dee Dee, you look a little bit red.
Dee Dee, it's just the Ramones. It's just because he was the Ramones. Then Tommy and Johnny came out. Oh, crazy days, crazy days. People think it's
Such a
glamorous, but we
small
worked really
world
hard.
you guys live in. Tiny little slit that you look at the world through.
Trevor, the only person here who's obsessed with tiny little slits is you, mate. And he'll probably get us all banged up. Now get on with this anecdote.
So I think, oh, this is silly. People worrying about what colour they're going round the dinner table.
What, people
Come on.
all going red round the table?
Yeah, they're saying they're going red. I thought,
Probably just because they're in your company. They're
And-
blushing with the
They're
shame.
not worried about what colour they're going. It's the fact they're going red.
Yeah, it's a symptom,
whatever.
Trev. Don't you understand nothing about signs and signifiers
Well, I thought
and
it was all-
semiology?
I
Ain't you red, Umberto Echo?
Oh, stop it. I just thought they were getting a bit carried away. Anyway, then my friend, she started to go red.
Uh-oh.
And then
Oh, God.
Oh, no, not enough one's gone red. What happens next? A
Cut
boot
to-
comes through a ceiling.
cut to 30 minutes later,
Cut to.
every single person around that dinner table, that is 12 people, is lying in a bed in a hospital on
Oh,
a drip.
my God.
Really?
On
Yeah.
a single drip.
The
There
only-
weren't even enough drips to go round.
The
They
only
should have just
one-
given them some Lucas.
The only one who wasn't was
Other
you.
drinks
The
are
only one that
available.
wasn't was me, but I get there, and when I get there,
Why
I'm
aren't you ill?
standing-
What
Why
did
aren't
you
you
do to the
ill?
fish?
I,
Are
'cause
you
I
a
get-
witch doctor?
I get a delayed
You're
reaction.
in league with Satan.
I went
You're
down-
the Robert Johnson of Peruvian lunches.
Listen, mate, I went down like a sack of potatoes. It was like somebody was putting a mallet through my head.
I wish someone would, Trev. I wish someone would come through a ceiling
don't.
with a mallet and smash your
No, you
skull
don't.
open like a dirty
You
little
don't.
egg.
You don't want that.
I want
Hang
it.
on,
You
hang
don't,
on,
you're
hang on.
saying that
Let's get
because
to
you
the
think
bottom
it
of
makes
this
Let's get to the bottom of this
So
mystery.
I'm there seeing everyone on drips. Oh, they've all collapsed
All
and
on
fainted. They've all
drips.
been getting injections, and then suddenly my head starts to implode and squeeze like it's in a vice.
Feel like it's imploding.
It was, and I collapsed
Because it
on the
didn't
floor.
actually implode, Trevor. Otherwise,
collapsed.
you wouldn't be here
Ridiculous.
now, thank God. There'd just be a little man with a Malteser on his shoulders.
Sometimes-
That'd be a great day for all of us. Little Malteser head, Trevor, cockadoo lucky here. Go on, what happened? Will you wrap up this boring anecdote,
I've told
Trev?
you. Well, it ends up we're in
Boring.
we're in hospital, aren't we?
I
Yeah,
wish
it
you
was.
were in
And they
hospital,
give us an
Trev.
anecdote.
They give you an anecdote. I'm afraid you're very ill. But did I tell you I was playing golf earlier today? And I was wearing my favourite golfing trousers. Antidote, Trev, not anecdote. You mug.
I made a simple little mistake with my mouth.
The producer said to me, Ronnie, here's some penicillin. You daft little sod.
Can't a man make a little mistake with his mouth on a Sunday morning?
Did. Impregnating your poor mum.
Come on.
Stop it.
Come on.
Listen.
Right, okay. Did
anyone die?
Did anyone? Of course they did.
No,
They're all
but I
dead.
tell you what, we would have died, and sometimes whole villages die out in Peru because the fish get a disease and
That
very
is
hot.
why they call you El
And
Chico
if you,
Malo.
if you can't get to
El
a doctor
Pesco Cruel.
to get the anecdote, the antidote.
Antidote, Trev!
I did that deliberately.
You liar! Okay, we've got some text messages here. Morning, Russell. It was great seeing you in Edinburgh. Remember, you're still the only man to turn the local lesbian straight, from Merck, the blonde one. There, what an endorsement. Converting lesbians all over the
Is there a
place.
story behind that we want to hear?
I've not had it off with no lesbians, but let me tell you something. As you know, Helen, who works with us at our company, Vanity Projects, my assistant, Helen, a lovely lady, happens to be a lesbian. Trevor Locke, the disgusting animal that he is, finds this somehow abhorrent and managed to find his way into Helen and Shazzy's bed. Now, why was that, Trevor? Why were you in bed with some lesbians
Well,
recently?
I don't believe they're lesbians, quite frankly.
Disgusting.
I wanted to test it. I wanted to put them
Who
through it.
really is a lesbian until they can say they've had Trevor Locke?
I feel that is when you absolutely confirm your lesbian status. I'm almost thinking of becoming a lesbian just because of having to look at Trevor Locke too much. I just want to exist in a sexual genre that is never going to come across him. We're here with Neil Strauss. Hello, Neil Strauss.
Hey, good morning.
Neil Strauss is the author of a number of books like The Game, a book about seduction and womanising gurus that exist the world over. That's how I understand it. And also The Dirt, that biography on Motley Crue, eh?
Yeah.
Right, that's one, probably loads of other stuff.
Yeah, like a bunch of decadent.
Decadent.
Jenna Jameson, the porn star, I did a book with her.
So you're drawn to smut, aren't you?
Pretty much.
I bet you're...
And I'm doing a children's book next.
Oh, Christ.
No, I'm not.
Oh, God help us all. Like, so you're drawn, it would seem, to the sexual underside of life.
Or just the dark side.
The dark
Anything
side
dark.
is...
Yeah.
So, yeah, that right. So, I mean, let's go for all this,
Are
because
you
this would be
including
interesting.
yourself in that category?
Why?
Well, Neil's come down to your show.
I'm not part of the...
Sexual underside.
The sexual undercarriage, the dark undercarriage of existence with moss growing on it, with heather and lilac. Listen, my undergrowth is a lovely place. So you've written... Right, so that Motley Crue book...
Right. Then I spent a year living with Dave Navarro while he was like
Did ya?
deep in, drug addiction, shooting up coke every 15 minutes. And
Blimey, what a lot of pressure. Every 15 minutes.
yeah, here's a great... I'm like, it seems like when you didn't shoot up coke in your day.
No, I did not.
Okay, good for you.
It's under
Respect.
an awful lot of pressure. For every 15 minutes,
and I was like-
nothing done.
and I was
Also,
like-
I didn't like uplifting drugs. Heroin's what I prefer.
Exactly.
Although all drugs are terrible.
He would take that maybe to go to sleep or to take him
Cocaine to go to sleep?
No, he'd take the heroin at the end of the night to
I was
cut off the
thinking, my
edge.
God, he must be very upbeat
Exactly.
if he considers cocaine a sedative. He got a lot of energy.
And he was like, I was like, it's like gasoline to keep your car running. And he goes, but gasoline doesn't eventually deteriorate your car.
No, it doesn't. Although a lot of cars do have built-in obsolescence to make sure that we keep purchasing cars. You are an American gentleman. You understand the nature of consumerism.
So that metaphor was completely wrong, is what you're saying.
Is he,
I'm saying it's a good bloody metaphor. I liked it. I
is
thought
he
it was
married to
brilliant.
Carmen Electra?
He is married to Carmen Electra, isn't he? Or they're not getting on.
It's kind of iffy right now.
Are you their marriage
Really?
counsellor? You look as if you were on delicate ground there. I really shouldn't talk about this because they Carmen Electra.
Oh, I don't
came on
care.
our show
It's
once.
out. They're like separating. And the
Good, because
worst
she's
part.
attractive. I'm glad to have
Yeah.
her back on the loose. I've gone well with her when she came on. She came on our MTV show.
She humoured him for at
She
least 10
humoured
minutes.
me for 10 minutes. That's the closest I get to affection these days, is people not pointing out that I'm mentally ill.
Right, well, one more reason to come to LA.
Yeah, all right, yeah, we'll come to LA. We'll come over there to start our film careers, won't we? We're making
Yeah.
films soon. Why not? So now this book, right? We'll go through everything you've ever done. But
Right.
this book, The Game, right?
Right.
So can you explain it to people that might not know anything about
Yeah,
it?
the backstory is there's this whole world out there of these guys, and they're all connected, and they're like the world's greatest pickup artists, and like
This is real, isn't it?
this is real,
Yeah.
and
They
it's
really exist. They're
and
the
tens
world's
of
greatest
thousands of
pickup artists.
guys who all try to like learn from their tips and techniques, and it's everywhere. It's like not just like LA, New York, Chicago. It's in London. It's in Amsterdam, and they're in layers. Like every seat is like a
Layers?
layer. Yeah.
If you're trying to pick up women, probably the first thing not to do is call your abode a lair. Hello, you look attractive. Would you like to come back to my lair? I mean dungeon, I mean hellhole, I mean boudoir. Ah.
Exactly.
I'm interested.
And I didn't go like undercover as a journalist to like bust it open. I went as the guy who's like, I was like always in friend zone my whole life.
Right.
Like you can meet them, you could talk to them, then you'd be sitting across from them in the room.
Trevor Locke.
Trevor Locke.
Locke's little ears have picked up there because Trevor Locke lives in the friend zone.
What does that mean? I don't know what the friend zone
means. It means
means.
you don't have it off with women, Trevor, because you get all friendly with them like some sort of nufta.
Look, I treat women as
Close,
friends.
Trevor, close.
I don't want to have off.
Close it, close it.
I don't like it. I don't find sex disgusting.
Trevor finds sex disgusting. He's like Kenneth Williams. He looks down at his own googlies and just goes, oh no, oh dear, and just pokes them with a chopstick.
No, I don't.
You do, Trev. You poke him with a chopstick.
I just met Trevor. Am I allowed to say something or no?
Attack him.
Okay, no, I'm just not going to attack him. I'm going to say
Attack.
unbutton one button.
Unbutton one
right,
button.
right there.
Which button?
On the top.
Your fly button?
No.
Oh, my
Oh,
button. Okay.
Trevor, don't turn everything
He's
into
been
sex.
a new guest on the show and he's already...
Already going for the fly.
See, that looks better
That's
already.
better, isn't it?
Trevor's has his shirt done right up almost to his eyebrows. He got it all right buttoned up.
This is me dressed casually. Normally I'm wearing a necktie at this point in the day, but today I've loosened up.
He thinks he's John Travolta because he's
already.
wearing that shirt.
Thank you.
We'd actually play this game where when we were learning, we'd walk down the street and figure out what guy's getting laid and what guy isn't, just by what he looks like. And if he is, then you're like, okay, I want to look like that. If he isn't, I
How
don't
do you
need a
tell?
gesture.
How do you tell? What are the signifiers, Neil?
Russell is getting laid and he's covered in coffee and stains. So
Those
Exactly.
How
stains
does
are
it work?
patches of honour, Matt Ball, because those stains were hard earned. They're like notches on a bedpost. They're like medals. Go
The
on, Neil, what
signifiers are
these
standing
signifiers?
out and not fitting in.
Ah.
Right? Like just all the extra stuff, like the cheap jewelry and the
Cute
necklaces.
impertinences.
Exactly.
My jewellery is not cheap. It is actually.
So there's something they call peacocking.
Peacocking.
Do you guys know about this?
I certainly do. That's when you get your dinkle and then you pee in a glorious arc of wonder right across the.
Then clearly, I don't need to explain it.
No, peacocking. Yeah,
So
that's sort of
peacocking was
dressing up.
the way the peacock will spread its colorful tail feathers to attract the female of the species.
Yeah.
So too must the guy stand out in a colorful way to attract the woman.
I see.
So I would actually go out in stuff that I really thought was like ridiculously uncool, like goggles or a fuzzy purple vest. Horrible stuff.
Goggles?
Ugly,
Goggles,
uncool.
you say? And this
I
was to
would-
get their
This was in
attention.
London. I did this in London. Like they talked me into it. I wore the goggles. Like, a woman walked up instantly, grabbed them, and said, "I hate those." But guess what? It was already on. You came up and you're talking.
yeah,
to me.
once you're
Right.
talking, once you get that first moment.
Matt, you sound like a serial killer. Why are you not talking? Why did you got that
That's
first
true.
moment? Bang!
You've got the same.
I think
You've got
it's
to have an
downhill from
in.
then.
You just need an in. And
Yeah.
then once you're talking,
Exactly.
we went
Talking
out
is
once with a little
inevitable.
monkey. No, that sounds wrong. We
Yeah, you
once-
did. I love that
A
little
little
guy.
monkey would work.
We had a
that
little.
would be peacocking.
Yeah, we had a little toy monkey.
Yeah.
Because it was an in. Women
Right.
came up and went, "Oh, look at that little monkey," and then you're talking to them.
That monkey's dead now.
I think as soon as
God,
they
what a
start
night.
talking, then it's downhill from there.
As soon as they start talking.
Yeah, you've lost it in my
Oh,
experience.
Trevor.
You know.
What on earth do you
Trevor.
mean?
Well, I just think
Do your button back up, Trev. You're making me feel sick. Showing your nipples off, you filthy animal.
Once Trevor starts talking to a woman, it's all over. It's
Why,
basically-
Trev?
I
You're
don't
such an
know.
attractive lad. What's going on?
Oh, that's very kind of you to say.
You
but
are. You've got a
really,
beautiful little face. Have a look at Trevor's MySpace page if you can bear to get through all the porn he puts up there. Filthy animal. I'm joking. It's lovely that he does pretend to be a lesbian, but he's got his own reasons for that.
Yeah.
So, okay, Neil, teach us more. Oh, Neil.
Oh, there's not much. I gotta say, your whole comedy routine.
My comment. Oh, now
Well
that's
spotted.
cruel.
Well
No.
spotted.
It was art because everyone always says you ask girls what kind of guys they like the most, and they always say, "Oh, I like a guy with a sense of humor who's funny." But where I come from, comedians don't get laid,
Right.
and rock stars who have no sense of humor, most of them get laid like crazy, right?
Yes.
And you're backstage at most comedy shows, and it's not that interesting.
Right.
But your whole thing is just like designed to make you sexually appealing, and I respect that.
What an interesting way to approach the
Who's
world of
designed
comedy.
this? Are you an experiment?
Yes,
No,
it's
it's-
about
it's
Peter
full of-
Stringfellow and Hugh Hefner got together and thought we shall make us a model.
And I don't know if that was intentional, and you can pretend like it wasn't, but there must have been some thought in there.
It's
In terms
inadvertent. So let's talk about my stand-up comedy because I'm a self-indulgent person.
Exactly.
So, like, what do you mean? What particularly about it? Is
Okay.
it advertisement? of-
Here's the thing. You'll actually go and talk. You're going to demonstrate that you're good sexually.
Yeah, I do.
You do that.
Yes.
At the end, you say you're available. And then you sort of take it back. It becomes comedy at the end when you sort of get a little arrogant or egotistical. Then you sort of take it back with a joke. Like you'll
Yes.
talk about, your size or something, he'll take it back with a little joke.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you still planted the idea.
Yes.
Yes,
I agree with
it's
that
very good.
idea planting thing.
Yeah, that's
'Cause you
good.
can say something quite outrageous, but it puts the idea in their head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fools, these women.
And there's a technique called cocky funny.
Cocky funny?
Yes.
That's Trevor Lock. You should try it. You're Trevor. His nickname's Trevor Cocky Lucky. But funny is not a word we associate with him.
Right. Then he's halfway there.
He's on his way, bless him. Cocky funny. What's cocky
Which is you
funny?
can say something arrogant as long as you're funny and take it back at the same time.
I do this naturally. So do you.
We use these techniques.
Exactly.
Whereas Trevor Lock just lunges at people at bus stops. Is that in your book, Neil? The bus stop lunge?
Yeah, exactly.
Spilling a big pack of mints into someone's lap, then crying. Is that in the book? Because they're all Trevor Lock's methods.
The Trevor Lock method.
The Trevor Lock method. Poor Trevor. We listen to some music. Why don't we? Oh my God, Howling Bells. We'll listen to Howling Bells. There'll be more from Neil Strauss. Trevor Lock's going to do his Sonic Enigma. Matt's going to do his cultural review. What are you culturally reviewing, Matthew?
Scotland.
You're culturally reviewing a nation. What an arrogant man you are. To come up here to this beautiful country and think you can culturally review it in a week.
The scale's going up. It was a county last time.
And now it's a country. What are you
That's
going
a
to do? Go,
country.
oh, there's this bloke, Sawney Bean. He used to eat people in the hills. I love you. Is that your cultural review?
Perhaps. And
Perhaps.
Next week, a hemisphere.
You're going to do it. Matt will be reviewing the southern hemisphere. Funny there, water goes down a plug hole in a strange and peculiar way. You're right, Cockatee Locks.
I liked that. I chose that track
Did
on
you?
my own.
What
yeah.
made you choose it, Trev?
Our producer,
Made
Adam
you.
Hudson, said this is a good song. Do you want to hear it? And he played it, and I
You're
went.
so
You
malleable.
didn't choose it
You
on
didn't
your own.
choose
I did.
anything. You don't know what
made
you're
it go into
doing.
my ears, and I agreed it.
You
know.
are the plaything of the BBC,
I am.
aren't you? You're a puppet. You're a little puppet to be placed over an appendage.
Colonel Haw.
I don't even want to discuss that matter. Neil Strauss, writer of The Game and The Dirt, the Motley Crue biography, is here with us. Hello, Neil. Thanks for remaining with us and tolerating Trevor. Look, he's done his button back. Undo your button, Trev.
God, I don't think it suits me.
It
look
suits
at-
you, man.
Do you think it
Yeah.
does? Undoing my buttons?
Let's have some more buttons undone.
No, please, come on.
Trevor, pull down your trousers.
I've slept in a bed with him for this week.
How's it been, Matt?
Absolute hell.
Has it?
It hasn't been hell. It's been exciting.
Have you had his little nub rubbing against you?
No, he stays right over his side. I stay over mine.
Trevor wears a nightshirt, don't you, Trevor? Like wee Willy Winky.
I haven't worn it this week.
What? You've been naked? He's in bed with him?
Naked with Matt Morgan. It's a book coming out in the spring.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Well,
Do you,
I hope
if
it's
you're sleeping with a
pasted white
woman,
clean.
do you wear a shirt?
I don't sleep with a woman.
Oh, right, I forgot.
I stay awake. No.
Looming at him, poking him with his little
I wear the
chopstick.
nightshirt with
Choppy, choppy.
with my
Choppy,
partner,
choppy.
yeah. Stop it. We don't say that.
We don't say choppy choppy.
Not on the BBC.
So
Why?
let's
I
talk
used
to
to say
Neil about the
choppy,
game.
choppy.
I want to know something.
Yeah.
If can you learn these techniques? Because I think people I do that naturally. That sounds boastful, but like
Does, Matt?
the
You're
way
going to
you-
alienate our millions of listeners you feed.
Yeah, but some people just sort of have their own methods of like socially, like social interaction.
Yeah, no, that's what's cool about it is I always thought like there are those who have it and those who don't. And by the way, let me ask you a question. So you consider yourself a natural?
Well,
He does. He's
I
a
have my
boastful,
say yes.
arrogant
Yeah.
pig.
I've read your book, and hanging out with these two guys, I thought, hold on, have they read the book? They haven't. They've got it intuitively.
Natural. So let me ask you, and because I asked Russell this when I met him, but at what age did you lose your virginity?
16.
Okay, so I don't know, because the guys we met who were like real
Tell him it
naturals,
was to your uncle.
they all lost their virginity at age 11 to 14, and because
Really?
they lost sex before puberty, they had sex. Like they could go through puberty totally natural and be seducing women at 14 and 15. I lost mine in my early 20s, so I didn't have it.
I was rubbish until about 3 years ago.
That's when he met me. I showed that lad the ropes. I took him on a giddy roller coaster ride of euphoric threesomes and that. Hold on, let me just read out a
So
few.
you can learn it.
You can learn it.
But
It can be
learned
learned.
You've learned it from Russell, haven't you?
No, I haven't. I'll do that
Come
anyway.
on, Matt.
Well, what happened 3 years ago magically then?
I'll
We met
split
about-
up with my girlfriend.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Oh, come on.
I
you
was
won't
doing-
be
I don't,
that
I
long.
don't believe that. I think having a girlfriend makes you better in bed because you're with the same person. You start to communicate and figure out how it works.
Yeah, no, I learnt my skills. Let's not talk about me.
I learned my skills. All grasshopper. Look at you with your Tai Chi sexing. Pinch my skin, you dirty little devil. Let me just read out some of these text messages that we've got here. To fool my... we were talking about illness and ways of tricking people. You'll be good at manipulating people and tricking people. Do you use it, Neil, not only on women, but when you're around men? Do you use sort of, I don't know,
I
bits
use
of
it
body
in
language?
interviews. Like I was interviewing Madonna, I use the techniques not to seduce her, but to get her comfortable and get her to give me a real interview.
What techniques, for example, on a practical level, do you use to make Madonna feel comfortable?
In this case, right, as soon as you see her, you're just put in the journalist category.
Right,
So
yeah,
I'm gonna-
she's immediately can be dismissive of that.
Exactly. So I'm going to jump out of it and prove that I'm interesting.
How do you do this?
In this case, and I'm not just going to focus on her. I'm going to focus on like her whole entourage.
Right.
And it's literally like I have.
Right, so if you treat her as one of a member of a group of people, immediately you've not behaved like everyone, treating her as special and unique.
Exactly.
Is that right?
And then I'm going to demonstrate something really interesting they didn't know and teach them something about themselves.
Go on.
What was this?
In this case, I'll
I bet it was armpit farting. Listen to this, guys! Go on.
Was it?
and after that.
Once you've seduced them.
So I don't know if this. I don't know if this will be interesting because it's a visual thing. But I will actually say what's kind of cool. I just noticed something about you, and I'll do it with you, which is if you could go anywhere in the world you want to on vacation, where would you want to go? And I'll tell you what I'm asking. Where would you want to go for real?
Iceland.
Iceland. What do you like about Iceland? Okay, it doesn't matter. All right. So do you notice when he thought his eyes go up and to the left?
Up to the left, right?
That means he's a visual person. Visual people, their eyes go up and to the left.
Right.
And feeling people, they go down and to the right. And it's opposite if you're right-handed and left-handed. And also, you're a little lefty. Are you lefty or no?
I'm right-handed.
You're right. It's interesting because you go to the left side, which either means you're creative or you're born left-handed.
He's very
Which is
creative.
true.
He's
and then,
not creative, he's a tedious little
okay,
fella.
then he was
I
born
tolerate a lot of
left-handed. Then
rubbish from him.
maybe you're
I
trained
eat
righty.
left-handed.
See? Isn't that fucking cool? Up.
Oh no! I apologise. Swearing on the BBC. It's never happened before. He's over here from America. First, they start an unjustified war in the Middle East just to steal oil. Then they come to our beautiful country, Great Britain, and they use the language of the gutter on behalf of English people everywhere. Neil Strauss, you
And
stick it up.
Scottish.
It's all right. And Scottish people, everyone from all of this glorious kingdom. You have disgusted us. It's all right, you brainwashing women into having it off with you, but you come on our radio station and say the F word. Sorry about that.
Matt,
No
go to the
excuse for
national
that.
anthem immediately.
Genuine programme. Okay, where's the Queen's obituary box? Get the obituary box. Her Majesty is dead. No, she's not. She's
say
fine.
that.
I'm only mucking about. She's fine.
That's worse than the F word.
Yeah, well, see, it's took the attention away from Neil now. That's one of my techniques.
Hang
On
on, let's
behalf
talk-
of my country, I apologize.
That's
Well done. And what about that war? That was a bit out of order as well. You can apologise for that?
No, nothing I say can make up for that one.
No, that can't be made up for. Okay, listen to this text message. To fool my mum into thinking I was too sick to go to school, I used to pour a glass of water down the toilet whilst making horrible and violent spewy noises, then put a couple of eye drops in, pinch the apples of my cheeks and cough a little. Hey presto, a day off school. What a lovely technique. I like the pouring water and go, oh, I feel sick. Oh, I feel sick. Good technique.
Wouldn't have fooled my mum.
Wouldn't it? Oh, your mum's a nurse. My mum who's a nurse. You're like that girl out of Johnny Briggs. My mum who's a nurse. My mum who's... brings it up every 5 seconds. Russell, I like the slightly husky quality your voice has got this morning. It's nice. When I had tonsil trouble, I never sounded half as sexy. Michelle in Chinkford. Thank you, Michelle, for that praise. All right, Russ, just found out my best mate's lady friend has had it off with some prat at the Reading Festival. Can you express disapproval for me? Says Phil. Yes. Now then, young lady, having it all for the Reading Festival when you've got a boyfriend is inevitable, but it's inevitable that you are not going to be bound by an ancient code of monogamy, but you shouldn't have a boyfriend then. Here's a text message, or it's an email in fact, it's to all of us. Hello Russell, Matt and Trevor, says Hillary. There is a small town not far away from where I live in Germany called Dinkelsbühl. Oh, that's nice to live in Germany, near a town called Dinkelsbühl. Thanks for listening to us in Germany. It's a very nice place indeed. In fact, Germany itself is a veritable dinkle haven. Really, you should come round my gaff. You find dinkle, slightly different spelling from your dinkle, everywhere. If you're hungry, you can eat some dinkelbrot. Well, again, you should come round my gaff. Or some dinkle muesli. Being a vegetarian, Russell, you could have a dinkle burger. I haven't crossed any dinkle fudge yet, Trev. Eat your dinkle fudge, Trev. Next time I visit Dinkelsbühl, I shall send you all a postcard. Enjoy the rest of your stay in Edinburgh, Hillary. Thank you, Hillary, for that information.
Neil looked baffled throughout that.
Oh, right, the word dinkle is a euphemism for penis.
At the dinkle fudge part, I started to figure it out.
Started to realise it, yeah. Fudge doesn't mean, that's not fudge packing. That doesn't have as much resonance. Although we do say eat your fudge to Trev on a regular basis. And perhaps the reason he's never having it all. Are you gay, Trev?
No.
Fair enough. I've got to accept
Hang on, but you've read Neil's book.
Yes.
And this almost like
I had
saying
to read
his
it.
book
I
doesn't
had
work.
to do it. For,
Trevor, yeah, you're an indictment of Neil's brilliant book.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
It's like reading the Bible and coming in here kicking someone in the stomach and getting that laying down on your prayer mat. Now, come on.
No, I read it from a psychological point of view because I was interested in the thing that he
Psychological,
was...
what do you mean a psychological point of view?
Well, a psychological point of view.
Well, how's that different from normally reading it? You put a white coat on and pulled your trousers down and thought about your mum? I don't understand.
Well, if we cast our minds back about 2.5 minutes, Neil was doing an interesting thing with Matthew where he was working
was
out
interesting,
how
wasn't it?
he organises information, and
Right.
you cut it off to read out an anecdote that praised your dinkle.
Yes,
That's
I
very
did, Trev.
psychologically revealing.
Because people like anecdotes that praise my
that was
dinkle.
interesting. when
So
were
can we
talking
go
about
back to this? Cause
Yeah,
you-
because
'cause
it's not an academic show. We have to spice it up on air.
No,
Of course,
people
we can have
don't-
intelligent
don't
bits.
underestimate
Don't
the listeners.
underestimate the
Yeah,
listeners.
let's not help any guys
I'm not
get laid.
underestimating the listeners. I'm providing us with a diverse radio show
Oh, I
with
know.
texture and colour.
Neil, do it on Russell, and then he'll be more interested.
Yes, that's true. Yeah,
You're
stop doing it on these.
Back
two.
to Russell's
Do some on
comedy
me.
routine.
Do some on me.
this is your first
Ask him where
mistake.
he'd most like to go on holiday.
Yeah, we already did that.
I'm
so
going to
never
go on
mind.
the holiday.
But here's the
Pontins.
coolest thing. Afterward, you do the whole eye thing, and you can tell when someone's lying because their eye will go up to the opposite direction.
That's
Which
the lie
Which
direction.
will help with that guy with the cheating girlfriend.
Right, when he asks her about it, him from whose girlfriend's been betraying him at the Reading
Right,
Festival.
and she says she was out playing cricket, for example.
Right.
and her eyes
Good
go up. in the
English
other...
reference,
I
making
switched
up
it from
for the
bowling
F
to
word.
critic. Yeah.
Well done. Thank you for doing that for us. It doesn't make up for swearing in our beautiful country.
Good. So, and if their eyes go up in the opposite direction, you can tell when they're lying. And here's what we did. This was the coup de grace, which I'm not going to do here because it's all about looks. But you can actually tell someone to think of 5 things, make one a lie. Without them actually speaking them, you can tell which one's a lie by watching their eyes move. It's really
Brilliant.
cool.
It's like brain readery.
So my eyes go
Yes.
up to the left. When I lie, they'll go down to the right.
They'll go up and to the right when you lie.
Oh, right, so I lie the other side.
Or you'll break eye contact.
But this is just the beginning, so you've worked that out, and then what? How do you use it? So what?
All right, so, okay, here's what. You know what? Every guy, they're all boring. Same chat-up lines. You guys all say, as soon as you meet a girl, my voice just cracked, so... As soon as you meet a girl, you'll say, you know, what's your name? What do you do for work?
Yeah.
You know, where do you
Get
like
in
to
the
go?
van.
Right, get in the van. Exactly. So you ask all those boring questions, and they've heard it from every guy who walks up to them. So you got to show you're different, right? So after you've done your opener, which we can talk about later if you want.
Your
you-
opener?
your opener is just your way to start a conversation.
Trevor likes to go up to people and crying, don't you, Trev?
Or arrest them.
He does citizens' arrests quite a lot. Instead of placing his hand on their shoulder, he just jabs him in the small of the back. It's an awful thing to watch. It's worse than Guantanamo Bay, the way you treat your
I'm
prisoners.
bad at openers. You're good at openers, Russell.
Very good at openers.
What are your openers? How do you start?
Oh, hello, I'm a postmodernist, of course. I go, oh, hello, I've arrived here to chat you up. This is the chatting up commencing now. The chatting up's already begun. Stuff like that, you know, deconstructive.
That's actually great because you're actually making fun of all the guys who actually do that
Yes.
while doing it.
While actually doing it.
That's postmodernist.
That is postmodern. I'm having my cake and bloody well eating it too, and saving a little bit to put down my pants later on in the day. There's cake everywhere, I tell you. It's a cake party and everyone's invited. Not you, Trevor. Eat your fudge.
Where's my fudge?
Shut up, you. There's a message here from Fungo. It goes, hey, Russell, glad to hear you're feeling better. I thought you looked very ill and vulnerable on the BBC Two Fringe show. I don't like people saying I look vulnerable. It's like I'm going to be attacked. You look vulnerable in your Aaron Cardi. So I've decided to knit you a woolly scarf to match your Cardi and protect your delicate throat area. Would you like a matching dinkle warmer? Love-oo, Fungo. Yes, I would. I'd like all those things. Send them to us at 6 Music. Right, morning, Russell. It's great seeing you in Edinburgh. Remember your... Oh, right, that's a local lesbians one. Yes, thank you for that. This one's from Dave. Had a top old time at Reading yesterday. We were like a couple of kids until we realised it's a young man's game and maybe we should go home. Glad you're feeling well. Can you play Muse for us? Can we play Muse? No, I don't think we can. That's not the way we operate here. Here's, right, we were talking about fighting and feigning illness. These are two things that involve manipulation. You'll be able to help us to a degree, I reckon, here, Neil. This is from Liam in St Helens. Lay off, Trev! You two, or I'll teach you a thing or two about fighting. Well, punch and run, he says in brackets. I've beaten up tall people before, I tells ya. You swine, capitalised. P.S. I like Trev's anecdotes. They are boring as mine. Liam, you're a delightful young man.
We love Trevor, really. We absolutely do.
Why you keep saying things like, why have you gone all weird today? What's that with you? You got all
Why am I
sentimental.
weird?
Just being all you're
I
being
don't want
weird.
people to think that we hate Trevor.
Why not? You've got to own up to yourself one of these days. Hello, Russ, Matt, and fudge-eating Trev, says Abby. At school, we used to feign illness by placing a well-known decongestant underneath our eyes. This had the effect of making our eyes burn and stream with water. We would approach the teachers and claim women's problems, the mysterious illness that is guaranteed to make any male teacher blush and send you quick sharp to the sick bay. Only we'd never actually go to the sick bay and instead would spend the afternoon dossing outside local supermarket. Ah, them were the days. Loving the show as always, says Abby. Dossing, now there's a word.
So
that
women can
slipped
be
out of-
manipulative as much as men, saying that they've got
Look at
women's
Matt trying
problems.
to provide balance. It's like Peter Sutcliffe coming on here saying, "Oh, if you want, I'll talk about tampons." You can't provide balance,
Trying,
Matthew.
you know, it's the
You're so
BBC.
ensconced in the sexist camp, for Christ's sake.
I am not.
Does Trevor actually want to be a woman? Oh no, does he want a woman? Maybe subconsciously he's displaying his repression as a shield against real human contact or female interaction. Trevor, are you afraid of relationships?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Why?
Why?
You obviously are.
No.
You are afraid of something. Why are you cupping your nuts?
Look.
Why have you started to cup them? What does that mean in body language? A man cupping himself.
You know what I think about Trevor, seriously? And I don't even know you. We just hear you getting made fun
He's
of all
an
day.
absolute
No,
idiot.
I honestly think you just don't want to risk the rejection. So why bother? Because the rejection, the risk is not as great as the reward.
Trevor,
you're
Trevor,
probably
there
right.
is no
You're probably
risk
right.
in the rejection.
Isn't
You
there?
will absolutely will be rejected. It's not a game of chance. It's not a gamble. You are rejected, Trev. You are rejected. Eat your fudge. There is another email here from
And
Malcolm
friends like
and
you are
Wendy.
probably another reason.
Do you reckon that's... it
That's
can't really
why
be
I'm
having a
trying to be
negative...
supportive, I
No,
think.
no, come on, you two, get hold of yourselves. Christ's sakes, we've got one sex guru in here. Look at you, a pair of yous, all simpering and sycophantic. Matt grooming himself. Malcolm and Wendy from Edinburgh. Russell, Matt and Trev. Brilliant gig last night, Russell. No, you guys.
Yeah, hang on.
Trev's gig
There's a
last
theme here with
Sunday
these emails
was
and
also...
texts
I
that
can't
we
help
read
it. I'm not writing these.
Hang on, let's stop this interesting conversation to read more of these messages of support.
I can't help it. This radio show, Matt, this might surprise you. We make this show for the listeners. If the listeners write to us, then we have a duty, a Threathian duty as broadcasters to bring that message to the people. Anyway, brilliant gig last night, Russell. Oh, me, oh, Russ. Trev's gig last Sunday was also brilliant. Oh, perhaps this person's not well. Weird, as he's not that funny on radio. Oh, they're joking, you soppy sod. People are they're joking because we have a convivial, jovial atmosphere that we create.
Trev did an hour. It was very good. Me and Russell were there.
Awful
It's very good.
hour.
Very fun.
Thought you should know that very close to you on the street behind your studio, Canongate, is the Edinburgh Fudge Shop. So if Trev gets really hungry, you don't have to go far to satisfy his uncontrollable cravings for fudge. Thank you, Malcolm and Wendy. Why are people not brought us no breakfast? We're at the Ton,
I'm really
Holyrood
hungry.
Road. Bring us things. Bring us breakfast. Bring Trev some fudge.
Don't bring me fudge, I don't
Bring
want
Matt
fudge.
some kitten-heeled slippers now that he's turned himself into a raging Nancy boy. Hi, Russell, Trev and Matt, says Leslie. Today it's my daughter Holly's 15th birthday. I bought her tickets for your show. She couldn't come because she was too young. You have to be 18. To make amends to her, would you please say happy birthday to Holly? Holly, happy birthday to you. We've said it, Holly. Sorry you couldn't come into the show, but the show is a lot of smut, and there goes
Which
on in my
show is he
show.
talking about? Oh, your show. Yeah,
Stand-up
no.
comedy
Don't
show.
send a 15-year-old.
Don't send a 50. Oh crikey, no! All that filth, all the muck.
Especially
that
not
gets
the way it
talked about.
ended last night.
At the end of the gig last night, we did invite everyone to. Guess what we done, Neil? Right at the end of my gig, we goes, right, okay, the gig's over now, but we're sort of having a party at this bar called Tonic, which is underneath where we live. You're all invited. Everyone's welcome. Well, when we say everyone, women. Oh,
Right.
well, then we goes, no, everyone's welcome. And like hundreds of people all turned up at this bar.
No, not hundreds of people.
Hundreds of
100
people.
people.
And how did that work out for you two?
Worked out well. Well, I enjoyed it. I was able.
Russell lasted about 10 minutes before he had to go upstairs with a couple of friends.
Couple of friends like to do a guided tour of my flat, of course.
Yeah,
And
it
I
never
was-
came back. It's a huge flat up there.
Vast place it is. So with catacombs and vestibules. A man could get lost in there, so as he could. Dear Russell, says Ione Harding. I-O-N-E. Is that Ione, like Ione Griffith? That
How's it
actor?
spelled?
I-O-N-E.
Or Ione, like Ione?
Ione.
I don't know.
Ione or Ione.
Iona.
Ione Harding. Dear Russell, as an ingrained pacifist and a lady, right, we know it's a lady, so it's not going to be like Ione.
Ingrained pacifist.
Yeah. Ingrained.
Funny bit of language.
The pacifism's been ingrained. So, like, really, she rejects this pacifism. She would
It's
rather
like a
go
veneer, really.
kick a homeless person to death in the gutter, but I've got this bloody pacifism ingrained in me. As an ingrained pacifist and a lady, it takes a lot of time to drive me into hostile action. A few years ago, a male colleague did a number on me. Oh, I hope it weren't a number 2. That would be saucy. And as I was worried about getting in trouble, I was disinclined to kick his nuts into his throat. Instead,
Does that mean internally or from the outside?
I mean, from the outside, that'd be good. You'd have to stretch them right round, stretch the ball bags quite taut, and then oof them
Kick
right
'em
into the neck.
Into his mouth, like it'd be just a circle with legs.
It'd be lovely, wouldn't it? It'd be like a honey nut loop. walking down the street. Let's loop together. Other honey nut loops are available.
I think it's internal.
Yeah, instead I snook. But you say snuck as the past of the verb to sneak,
Don't
don't
get
you?
so hung up on names and words.
Language, all that stuff. I snuck into his bathroom and ran his toothbrush around the lavatory bowl before putting down my knickers and sitting on his pillow. Erotic.
That's not that pacifist, is it? It's just
It's not
passive aggressive, really.
Yeah.
It's passive aggressive. If anything, that's using your genitals.
The
as a
pillow
weapon.
thing's nice.
I'd like that. That's flattering, isn't it? I'd rather have that than a mint on my pillow at a hotel. We was going to leave you an after 8, instead of which we got a chambermaid to just squat on
It's like,
your
it's like
pillow
leave,
for 10
leave a
minutes.
butterfly print.
Oh, Matthew! Why? Why'd you drag everything into the gutter? I apologise, not the views of the BBC. It made me smile, says this lady, Iona, who sat on the pillow. It made me smile the next day when he said he was going off to clean his teeth as he'd had a restless night. I could have done more. I'm a really nice girl, and it makes me wonder about the depths a woman will go to get revenge on a man. Exciting. I like those sort of revenge. If that's revenge, then show me the way to committing crime.
But that doesn't make you any better to do it behind his back.
Doesn't
right?
it?
That you're actually a worse person. Because if you do it to his face, then you've got some courage.
At least you've got courage
Right.
then,
You
Neil.
can stand up for your convictions.
You can hold your head up high and say, I sat on your pillow in front of your face.
Exactly. Do it while he's in the room.
Right, exactly. Or while his head's on the pillow, even
better.
Why not?
But
Go
then
crazy.
he never would use the toothbrush.
What do you mean?
Well, if you went, see your toothbrush, I'm going to put it around the
a toilet
toilet.
bowl.
He'll go, well, buy a new toothbrush. He'll go on then.
Go buy one.
That'll teach him.
They're up to £5 these days. There. Who's the mug? Who's the mug in this scenario? So have you got any illness stories, Matt, that you want to regale us with?
No, I'm a pretty healthy chap.
Well,
I've been ill when I've been
You're
up here.
falling apart, and you've got a constant headache. It's
It's
like
gone
walking
now.
around Edinburgh with the Elephant Man, all wheezing and puffing and complaining. You poor sodger.
Not really. Nothing that's not that
You're not a very
embarrassing.
good person to have on the radio.
It's
then, are you?
embarrassing, isn't it?
Well,
All the
what have you
things that
done?
have happened to
Oh
me.
yeah, when every 10 seconds you go, my dinkle hurts, and he has Matt has these phantom genital diseases, don't you? When he was in Australia, he had to go and see a specialist because his willy hurt. I can't remember what was wrong with him, but he was ever so frightened. My willy hurts, my willy hurts.
Yes,
He's
it's very
always
funny.
complaining about
Why
that
are you
thing.
touching your willy all the
So I
time?
love that little guy. Me and him, we've been through a hell of a lot together. From the first primitive influences of child abuse right up to modern day adult
God.
sex.
That was awesome. I've never seen like a co-host give their other host like the cut it sign. Like you've crossed the line.
Yeah, no, he's good.
Neil, we
They-
got away with that. No one saw me do that.
They constantly do stuff.
I feel like
that.
they should have the benefit of being here. And
They should.
Yeah,
know.
no, it's good. It's good that we hide things
we've
about our
normally got-
private lives from each other. From
No,
the nation.
Yeah, it's good that we've
I've got more on
consensus.
you than you've got on me, Brandon.
Come on in, Matt. What you got, son? Let's hear it. Come on, bring me down. I'm unembarrassable. I'm shameless. There's nothing you can say that
What
I
about
wouldn't
the other day
gladly
before
share
you
with the nation.
wouldn't leave for your gig because you didn't have the right pants?
Let's go to a track.
Underwear.
Let's go to a track.
His PA came in. I was standing there. It's embarrassing to be around. She came in with these white briefs from like Marks and Spencer's. Other shops are available. She came in. She goes, "Oh, I've got your pants." And he went, "No, these aren't the right pants." And then he said, "They've got to be Y fronts." And she said, "Well, these are the same thing. We need to go." "No, I'm not leaving. You'll have to go back. There's a taxi outside. Go and get me the right pants." She had to go off and get pants. And she said, "He goes, so you don't make a mistake. I'll show you." He goes, "I'll get your dirty pair." And he had to go and get a dirty pair
And
of
I'll
his
rub
Y
your
fronts.
snout in it,
Yeah.
like a teaching a puppy. But there, do you remember the pants now? Have
Yeah.
you finally learned the kind of pants I enjoy?
And I went into the kitchen and said, "Russell, just wear those pants." Slowing everything down. "I don't like them. I'm not comfortable." "No, in the right pants." Underwear, we're
It's
talking about,
important
obviously.
to have the right pantaloonies. Nice they are.
Is that embarrassing for you? It's not, is it?
Because I'll tell you what it is, because I know I'm a good person. I know I've got my flaws. I know
How
I'm
do
a
you
bit
know
vain
that?
and self-involved. Because, when you look inside yourself, think, actually, I'm in tune with the
I think
universe.
you've just
I
judged
want
that
what
on
the
having
universe
crisp
This is
wants.
right on. Like Marilyn Manson. My first book was on Marilyn Manson, and here's the thing: is you can't bust him on anything because he puts it all in the open. Then you got nothing to fear, nothing to hide because you just put it out there, and you can't say, "Oh, you're taking drugs," because he makes a public fact of it. So you can't bust anyone if they're not a hypocrite and they just put it in the open.
Yeah.
He was good in
even
that-
admitting that his name's Brian.
In
Right,
that
he did that quite early
Columbine
on.
film, he's good. That bit when he spoke to Michael Moore, I thought he was like the
That
best
was
thing in it.
that was great. That was so
Yeah.
smart.
He's intelligent
and
and a clever
open
bloke.
man.
really smart.
So, what, did you spend time with him? Did you?
Yeah, I was writing for Rolling Stone. I was assigned to do a story on him, and I actually didn't like him, so I was going to do it just to tear him apart.
Right.
But I met him, and like you said, he was so smart that it ended up being a good story. We did a book together. And
Right, so you didn't like him from his public image, you got to know him, he was actually a dead sweet sort of person.
yeah, not sweet.
That's not the right word.
But smart, like really smart, really funny, knew exactly what he was doing the whole time.
Is he rock and roll? Is he sort of when he's off duty?
He's rock and roll. Like
yeah.
I my first night out with him on tour, I called the girl I was dating at the time and said, I think I'm going to die.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you are. One day.
I was right.
Why? What happened?
I'm just not going to say on the radio, but everything
Drugs.
wrong.
Everything wrong.
Drugs,
Marilyn
orgies.
Manson, saucy devil.
That's good that he's really like that, because I thought he'd just go back,
that it
talk
was
to the
artifice.
record company and go, what do I do next?
He wouldn't talk like that, though, would he? Now, what about Motley Crue, though? What are them lads like?
My first night out with him, within the night I met him, within 10 minutes they were arrested.
Really?
Yeah, I was at the show about to go backstage, and the cops were like, well, let's arrest the drummer and that guy with the funny hair. So I went back to
You
Nikki
should
and
know
Tommy.
their names if you know them.
No, that's what the cops said.
This book's not been properly researched. There was a tattooed fella playing the drums. He had a lovely bit of totty with him.
If you know his name, please email me.
Here, I'll put it in the book. From the way he was moving his eyes, he creates things by looking up in the sky. Interesting.
So, because Nikki Sixx had kicked one of the security guards in the head, and Tommy Lee was inciting women to nudity by having them lift their shirts.
Right.
So they decided to arrest
God bless that
them.
man.
So I went back to warn him, and they thought it was like a joke of their tour managers. So literally, Tommy Lee was like being let off in handcuffs when I met him. He was wearing just like leather like shorts. And a kid actually came up to him and asked him for an autograph.
But his hands
while
were-
he's being led away by the cops.
Oh, how
in handcuffs.
lovely. The poetry, the romance, the fairy tale that is rock and roll. Let's have some music now. We'll be talking more to Neil Strauss. Trevor's Sonic Enigma is going to be coming up. Is it a good one today, Trev?
I can't remember.
Do your buttons up, Trev. Eat your fudge.
You
Big
give me
bad
some fudge.
Trev. Bring us stuff. Where's our breakfast? We're at the
please.
Ton, Holyrood
Almost
Road.
as if
Trev
we
is
don't
so
have any
hungry.
listeners.
It's almost as if
It's almost
no one's listening to this show. You're making us feel insecure. Come and bloody well bring us stuff.
The Ton, Edinburgh.
The Ton, Edinburgh, Hollywood Road, the
Baby
BBC bit
sandwich.
round the back, and BBC people downstairs. For God's sake, let them in. And if they don't let them in, cast them aside, barge your way in, fight your way into this studio.
BBC Six Music.
Who are you trying to be now, you
That's good.
imbecile? Don't encourage him.
Thank you, mate.
It sounded like Talking Heads at first, then it sounded a bit like
Then it
Dire
sounded a bit like
Straits.
Trevor wasting everyone's time with absolute rubbish.
That is value-added stuff for this show, that is.
What value
Spent
is
hours
it
in the
adding?
studio nailing that one down.
Did you, Trevor?
Did you like the vocal on it?
I liked
I
it.
hated
Thank you
it.
very much.
I hated every
I thought
bit
Russell,
of it.
when you actually said Russell Brand, I thought he'd like it.
Did you say my name? You beautiful boy. How I love you, Trevor Locke. Let me clamp you to my breast.
Breakfast has come early.
Yeah. I hope it ain't the only thing, ducky pools.
His nipple looks like a fried egg.
Yeah, how dare you? I've got really lovely nipples.
You have. That is a
Put it away.
well-defined areola.
Lovely little area.
Don't be nice to him.
Nice they are, ever so tiny, just perfect.
confident nips,
Like
confident
a one-penny
nips.
piece. Of course they're confident lives they've lived, bloody things.
Why
They're never out of the spotlight.
How have you developed pectoral muscles when you barely do anything for yourself?
I'm like them fat people that have to be removed by a crane. Get me a fried egg sandwich. I couldn't possibly move my own spine. Listen, I'll tell you why. Because of all the activity, all the stand-up comedy, all the moving about, all the How's Your Father. A fella's bound to develop with that. So, okay, so we've heard the jingle now.
We've heard the jingle
We've
now.
heard the jingle.
Oh.
We've heard the hype.
The
Now for the
appetite's been
tripe.
whet.
Let's hear the Sonic Enigma. My appetite's wet. Okay, so this is Trevor Sonic Enigma. For people who haven't listened to this show, and God knows I pity them, what is the function of the thing they're about to hear, cockety locks?
Well, if you're listening to this show, you've probably got ears. What you need to do is keep them clean, keep them open, and listen to the sound. Listen to the soundscape.
yeah,
that
then
is
once you've
developed.
heard the sound, then what?
Translate it into a well-known song title.
Translate this sound
Then-
into a well-known song title, then send it to us if you can work it out. Let's have a... Should we listen, Trev?
Why not?
Oh, we do?
Come on,
Let's
press
do it,
the button.
baby.
I'm warning you. If you do that, oh, here come, oh, what lips? Ooh, your teeth. Oh, your tongue. Get your tongue off. Oh, the size of those lips. And that tongue is enormous. Get your teeth out of me.
What's wrong with you?
Trevor, why?
Trevor! Trevor!
Do you want attention? Have you
Is it
started
about that?
smoking? You've
Are you
been
smoking, Trev?
I'm smoking.
Are you
yeah.
smoking the
I'm
cigarettos?
smoking.
You're not smoking in a Jim Carrey way.
Oh, no.
No, you're smoking in. You've set fire to your duvet to get attention in a prison. That's the way you're smoking.
Now listen to my enigma.
Oh, the jingle was just the start. The enigma's the denouement. Trevor, so if you think you can work out
You're
what
just
track
jealous.
that is from that jumbled mind funk, then text us on 64046 or email Russell. sixmusic at bbc.co.uk if you think you know the answer to that. If you've got any questions for Neil Strauss while he's here, you might as well take advantage of the situation. If you think your girlfriend's been lying to you, or you want to have it all for someone else's girlfriend, I'm sure Neil can help you with those inquiries. Matt's culturally reviewed Scotland, or the concept of peace or happiness this week. You've not. Well, no, but I'm saying that, you've not delivered the review. The review has happened.
The review of Scotland is here.
Oh, he's got his list.
You're not looking at it.
He's going to read off some notes.
Oh, don't preempt my address.
Don't preempt my address. He seriously thinks it's JFK. Ich bin eine Git. Edinburgh Review. All right. Oh yeah, this is good. Oh, this is gold.
Those are my notes.
Listen to Matt's notes for his cultural review. No, let's just see this as a tease. Let's see this as a tease for the cultural review. When Matt does his cultural review later, you will be dazzled when he tells you of the funny smell. That's his first note. There is a funny smell.
There's
apparently.
a funny smell in Edinburgh, isn't there?
Don't leave it all in the gym, mate. Save it for your review. Save it for a review. This is whetting people's appetites. This is teasing people. Neil will probably tell you this is a good thing. No, we're doing the review later. We're on this Sonic Enigma now. This is a carefully constructed and brilliant show. We cannot meddle with that formula.
You are blowing the good
Next,
stuff.
Matt will be telling you that there's no music. Next, he'll be saying, stay up all night. Not many Scottish people. Then he's done an arrow pointing to a drawing of a pentagram. What's wrong with you? Trevor's gig / Russell's gig. Don't like the order that's in. People in kilts. People in kilts. Oh, how do you do it, Matt? Real subcutaneous Scottish culture. Really getting into the heart of Scotland there. I've seen this film, Braveheart. Scotland's a bit like Mel Gibson's ego. Friendly people, Roslyn Chapel. Well, you'll be hearing all of that on Matt's Cultural Review. That is going to be exciting. If that ain't got you stirred in your loins, I don't know what the hell will.
That list has been constantly added to.
No, really, it could evolve. It could evolve at any time. That's not the end of the list. For heaven's sake, don't think that you're getting a trite and lazy review of a country like Scotland that mentions kilts. What else are you going to dazzle us with? Shortbread.
Haggis, actually. Me and Trevor had haggis.
He's going to mention haggis.
Oh, you've got to mention flapjack, haven't you?
What do you mean? No,
I had the nicest flapjack I've ever eaten. Do you remember?
What do I go out of flapjack for? This isn't a cultural
Look where his
review.
eyes went, Neil, when he said that.
To his own genitals.
They went round and round.
He looked at his own genitals. That's what he calls his flapjack. Happy slap. I'll have some
Russell,
crack.
you had
Never
some
take
of that flapjack.
It was nice. It was nice.
Bobby's made it.
Don't advertise Bobby's. Other flapjacks are available. Okay,
They're not. There's only one flapjack.
Now, Matthew, no! Undue prominence on the BBC. We've had him saying F. We've had you advertising Bobby's flapjacks. What's wrong with you? Wait till you see the state of Bobby. Okay, so Trevor's Sonic Enigma. Do we need to hear that once more? Have we got to tolerate that junk? Oh, God.
Go
Let's have a further listen to Trevor's Sonic Enigma. If you know what this is, text us on 64046. Then contact a mental hospital, see if there's a bed for Trev.
What would they win, Russell?
What would they win? They get the chance. We'll be back in London next week, will we? And they come in the studio?
Sometime, yeah.
No, we're not, because we've got to do a pre-record, because I've got to have
in 2 weeks' time they can
a
come
holiday,
down to
because I'm
London.
having a mental breakdown. So let's have one more listen to the Sonic Enigma.
I'm warning you. If you do that, here come, what lips, your teeth, your tongue, get your tongue off, the size of those lips, and that tongue is enormous, get your teeth out of me.
You disgust me, Trevor Locke. I'll tell you what, though, for the first time ever, I think I know what that is.
Yeah, of course you should
Really?
do.
Yeah, I think
if anyone should know, it should be you.
If anyone
That's
on
another clue there, obviously.
That is a clue.
No,
I don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is.
I don't even really care.
If anyone,
No, it's difficult to
Is
care.
that bad?
well, you'll be
No,
coming
it's
into the
not.
studio next week anyway, won't you?
Sorry?
You'll be coming into the studio.
Oh,
Well, no,
Because
not on the
people-
basis of that cultural review. I think he should be fired as a racist.
He hasn't done it yet. He's
Racist?
going to riff off that.
It says nice people, friendly people.
Dear.
Yeah, sneezing, we're alive,
Go
baby.
to a band,
That's
go
just
to a record,
1% of
stuff
an
a band,
orgasm. Can you
please.
imagine the real thing? Okay, let's go to what we're going to listen to now, Matty.
Why do you always do this? to
Because
me?
it's your bloody job. How about that? How about
It's not
that?
though. When we're up here, someone else presses the buttons.
Larkin Love. Larrikin Love. Let me have a look at this. Larrikin Love, happy as Annie. How could we be? Let's have a listen to Larrikin Love right now. We'll use our brains to interpret the sound. I'm here with Matt Morgan. You right there, Matt? What does that mean
Well,
when
I
you touch your
feel
nose like that?
I don't know, but I think my cultural review's been treated very badly.
Yeah, well, you take it up with the BBC governors. I'm sure they'll be very sympathetic.
I'm going to do a Maverick review at the last minute and change it.
Oh, hello. A Maverick review, eh? Trevor, what are you doing? If you're on MySpace, Trev, cruising, grooming, all those things you do on MySpace, I'm going to be very cross.
Can I say what he's doing? Because it's kind of funny.
Doing, Neil?
He's selecting which emails to print, but he's avoiding the ones that insult him.
Oh, Trevor, print them all out. Particularly the ones that insult you. Thank you for pointing out that, Neil.
Trev? Do I have to step up again?
Trevor, you are a git from everyone in the United Kingdom combined. Everyone's finally achieved consensus. Fantastic.
Oh, please.
Imagine that. OK, right, so yeah, we've set up that Sonic Enigma. It's more baffling. Send your answers to 64046 if you have them. So, Neil, about your time with Motley Crue, I mean, you know what went on. What were they nice lads at heart? Do you ever see some sensitivity from Nicky Six and the boys?
They all have like their own individual personality. Like Tommy's like the big happy baby. Vince is like, and Nicky's.
Right, you can't say his personality.
Vince is between beer 3 and beer 6. He's the most charming guy there is.
Really, between beer 3 and beer 6. But after beer 6,
yeah, after beer. Oh, it's a car crash.
It's a car crash.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they still live like that, or are they in recovery?
You know what's crazy is like they still like will do that. Like they'll still be like falling off the wagon. They're like it's a non-stop storm of.
Wow.
Yeah, even since the book came out, like they've done so much horrible stuff, and there's so much stuff like I left out.
Really?
Like we're sitting around on the book, like we're sitting around the book tour, and Tommy's like, remember that time we said we'd pay $20 to any girl and her mother who did the band?
Wow.
And they're like, but then they're like, and then
did that happen?
That happened. Then Nicky was like, yeah, and we were going broke doing that. And then Vince will say, but
they're going broke on $20 mum and daughter combos.
So they switched it to mom, daughter, grandma.
Did they get any takers?
And then Vince will be like, Tommy, remember the time you did that in Seattle? And like, they put us all to shame.
We can push things further, guys.
No.
We're going on tour soon.
No.
We are going to make Motley Crue look like Beyond the Fringe.
You're going to go 4 generations, not 3.
4 generations. We'll be digging up people's ancestors. I tell you, reanimating corpses. We're not coprophiliacs. Not full time.
That's not the right word.
Yes, you got the wrong word.
Necrophiliacs.
But we're not. It has to be said, we are not.
We're not I have never tasted
something even more revolting.
Backdoor jam. Yeah, that's whoopsie. Necrophilia for dead people, coprophilia for in your gob. Neither of which we endorse here on the BBC.
Absolutely not.
Competition winner Susie, talking to the mic, darling. Have you look how patronising I am there? So,
she doesn't even have a chair.
She doesn't have a chair. She has to just bend over.
Sit down, dear.
Crouch down.
Sit in that chair. Right. So, have you enjoyed this experience? Because this is your prize to come in the studio and be with us. Have you enjoyed it so far?
I have.
It's a laugh, isn't it?
It's been lovely.
Are you aware of Neil Strauss's book, The Game?
No.
It teaches you how to seduce women. Hold on, let me look at you for a second. Right. All right. Want to go on holiday?
Yes, please.
Right, she looked down. Get us a cuddle. Get your clothes off. Boy, get them off. Go on. Have I picked? Is that how it works, Neil?
My work here is done.
Yes! I'm a supremo womanizer, so as I am. What a lesson it's been for all of us. You're right, Matt Morgan.
Yes. Why do you always ask me that? Are you worried about me?
I am worried about
You're
you.
the one standing there with all stains on you. No shoes on.
I'm the very epitome of a vagabond. I am the very model of a modern homeless person. Because I'll tell you why, because you look so lachrymose, you look so tear-stained, you look so dreadful.
Quite an interesting.
I'd dispute the latter. Trev, have you got any more stories about being ill for a man who spent his whole childhood in bed complaining, you malingering little twit?
There was an embarrassing one once when my little...
Your little what, Trev? Your little what? Your dinkle came through a ceiling.
No.
Someone used it as a Christmas decoration. Is that what happened? Someone put it on the top of a Christmas tree.
No.
All the Trevor's anecdotes end up with something coming through a ceiling.
That's
it's a bizarre
not true.
formula.
No, it's not true.
That's the way you story. You know, there's 7 plots that can exist, or 12 plots in there. The Wandering Jew, the Triumphant Return, all these archetypical plots. Trevor has one plot. It's known as the boot comes through a ceiling plot. Trevor, stop playing with your phone.
Oh, I like when he feels like he's losing you. He'll exaggerate it. They were all on drips. Every one of them.
Exactly. He exaggerates it to keep the story interesting.
I have led an interesting but quiet and different life.
I've never seen anything interesting happening in your life, Trevor. You are a joy vacuum.
Right, okay, fine.
Come on, tell us an anecdote about being ill, you little joy vacuum.
Do you want to do the one about the orange?
Do I want to do the one about an orange? What one about an orange?
I've told it to you before about the little fella that swelled up to the size of an orange.
A little fella? Oh, my, tell us, I don't remember this story. Sounds interesting. Let's hear him out, Matt.
He just did it though. He just went orange and then he went grapefruit.
Yeah,
Again,
exactly.
exaggerated.
Yeah. And we went, it doesn't sound very interesting. He said watermelon.
You're the exaggerator. It was the size of the moon, it was.
It was like a little
It went
space
beyond
opera.
matter. It was antimatter.
Yeah.
What is this thing? What are you
was?
talking about?
Well, what happened was, I was about to do my mock A-level exams, and I started to get all sleepy.
You started getting sleepy before you mock
What
it.
sort of
Oh, no, I
anecdote?
thought it was
it's like
because-
being with Motley Crue, really. Isn't it? About to do my mock A-level
I was about to do my... Nicky Six was sitting his A-levels and he felt a bit sleepy. Oh, I'm a bit sleepy, Tommy Lee. Shall we take a nap?
But seriously, no, this is much more rock and roll than Motley Crue.
It is rock and roll.
seriously,
Blimey, at what point did you do the speedball?
But Motley Crue have no...
Then we went to the Viper rooms
Motley Crue
to get all worked up.
have no currency in this country at all. We don't know who they are.
That's not
We
true
like
at
Motley
all.
Crue in this country, you
Girls,
goo.
girls.
They did Jonathan
That's
Ross.
Sabrina.
And that changed when they did Jonathan Ross. It was
Did they?
like-
They
yeah.
did Jonathan Ross?
Yeah.
Trevor!
£20 each.
And his dad.
No.
Good
Jonathan
heavens.
Ross, Paul Ross, the old Ross family for a score.
No, but you're right. They don't have current Yeah, you're right. You're
Who
kind of
are
right
they?
in a way.
No one.
Trevor, all right,
They
then.
did a
Okay.
Sabrina cover. Girls, girls, girls.
I'll tell you
Well,
what-
that's a hit in 1988.
What does
I mean,
have currency in this country is Trevor Locke going on about having one big nut. Let's hear it then. Let's
this is
hear
that
you
story.
talking about having one big ball.
Well, that's it, really. I thought it was because I got hit on
Right,
the
you
back of the head
guys-
by a cricket ball.
Right, naturally, you
yeah,
would think that.
I was
Had
feeling-
you been hit on the back of the head with a cricket ball?
Well, I took a sneaky single, and as I was
You
running
took a
in...
sneaky single?
I did.
Is that better not be language you pricked up in prison?
Look, I was opening the
I
batting...
took a sneaky single, took her back to my place, undone a shirt button, one of me nuts swelled up. Go on,
on,
Trev.
just get this story
Section
out.
1 of the Town League, Bugbrook St Michael's 74
Oh,
were playing.
Christ, you're so boring.
We were playing the police.
We were playing the police.
We were playing the police,
Yeah.
and I was opening the bat, and I took a sneaky single, and one of the, I think he was a lieutenant or something, and he came in.
A left-handed bowler. What a left-handed? Oh, a
He was in
lieutenant, the policeman.
He was high up in the police. He
Get to the
came in,
bit.
he threw it, it hit me in the back of the head. I carried on batting.
Why would that make your nuts swell up?
Why would your nuts swell up in response to that coming in your head?
Later on,
Don't jab your finger at the world. You're not Churchill.
I got
What's
hit by a
going
bouncer.
on?
I got hit by a bouncer.
I wish a bouncer would come in here and smack you right in the gob now.
I
wish we had
thought
to
I
the
should have retired hurt, but they came on, and Paul Cattell, he poured a cup of water.
who?
Paul Cattell, he was my captain, he poured a cup of water over me.
I
He said,
don't
"You'll be
blame
all right."
him. He has my. So he poured a cup of water. That was pastor's medical treatment in them days.
Exactly.
Did it? A
I had
cup
to
of
stay in.
water.
I had to carry on batting, otherwise we
Trevor,
would
is
have
this
lost.
connected to the swollen testicle?
How?
2 days later, I'm very
2 days
sleepy.
later?
That's not
sleepy,
connected.
disorientated, and I thought, well, that's the concussion, isn't it? It's a delayed
Oh, that's a
reaction.
concussion, isn't
That's
it?
what I thought. I mean, it's natural, isn't it, Neil? You'd have thought that.
Stop
So-
trying to enlist our guest's help.
Don't bring
Pour
Neil
some
into
water
this.
on him. Throw stuff at him. Now, take that, Trev.
That I could have been electrocuted with these headphones on. Anyway, listen, what
Chance would be a
happened
fine
was...
thing. Electricity would never pass through you. Charisma never does.
I started sleeping and I thought, well, this is unnatural. I'm sleeping. Is it nerves? Is it concussion? And then, one morning, I felt this tightness in my pants.
Oh dear, that must have been a first.
We
I
call it
looked at-
puberty in the States.
Lovely.
My voice dropped. Yeah, I was
Breasts
ashamed.
developed.
No, what happened was...
Don't be ashamed of those feelings, Trev. Never be ashamed. Oh, I've thrown fruit at him. He's all covered in fruit.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Sorry, I do love you, Trev. Wipe your glasses. I can't bear to see your fruit hanging
You know
off the
very well I
specs.
don't have any clean shirts left.
I'll buy you a shirt, all right? I'll take you out west. I'll
That's
treat you
both
like
of you that are
princess,
covered in
darling.
stains now.
It was orange juice, so it's symbolic of the story. I think it's okay.
We could squeeze that out of his
Exactly, it's
giant
thematic.
nut.
Yeah.
Come on in,
Get
Trev.
to the
So I
bit.
thought,
Get
hello.
to the bit, Trev.
Why am I covered in orange juice? And then I remembered. Look down, it's tight, and I looked down, and there it was. It was swollen up and all
One of you,
painful.
why did you say there it was?
Well, it was there.
You haven't established that it's
You
a
ain't said
testicle.
It's a
what it is.
testicle. It's a testicle. One of my testicles is swollen.
One of your testicles
still.
is swollen.
It's
How do
like
I shrug the
dinosaurs
nuts?
It was the
missing.
sequel to one of our
Yeah.
dinosaurs is missing.
One of my testicles is swollen. You won't get
Yeah.
Alec Guinness involved in that, mate.
Peter Ustinov paid the testicle.
Crikey.
Anyway, so I rang up to Sam Tapsell because he'd just passed his test.
Well, why wouldn't you?
And he drove me to the doctors.
Sam Tapsell, the most boring mention
Dr.
of your
White,
name yet.
Dr. White told me to drop my trousers.
Oh, Dr. White.
She put, and she had a feel, and she reckoned
Oh,
it was a
Christ.
torsion.
She said it was a torsion.
She panicked.
That's really bad.
Well, who
Torsion.
wouldn't panic?
Exactly. She panicked. I could see her panic.
She could see the panic. What
I
are the signs of the
panicked.
panic, Trev?
Well, she just went. She swallowed. She
What did
looked
she
all
do?
funny.
Kick her high heel through
she
the
left.
ceiling?
She said, "Don't worry, I'm just going to go."
Has this got a ceiling in it
She
anywhere?
called an ambulance.
She's a doctor. She called an ambulance.
She called an ambulance. She says it's a torsion.
This
You've
is
got
a
to get straight
regression.
to
Torsion's
hospital.
really bad because if it twists enough, the blood supply's cut off and you lose your testicle.
Well,
Exactly.
Chubby Checker telling us to twist again like we did last supper. Trevor's got
Last
a torsion.
supper?
I don't know. I don't know why I'm thinking of
That is
Jesus.
Jesus.
That's what Jesus had a torsion of the testy.
No, he did last supper. I would twist, but unfortunately I'm nailed to this cross. I can't move a muscle. Oh, come on a Sunday. We all respect Jesus.
At least we've proven he has sexual contact with a female.
Yeah, oh, nice.
Well, this is the thing.
Yeah, it was a doctor.
Listen,
admittedly, she had to get paid.
Jesus.
We've been to the Roslyn Chapel.
They rushed me into this ward. They put me on in one of those little nighties that's too short and has no back.
Did they put you in that, Trevor, or did you have that in your handbag?
I asked if I could wear it,
Were
and they said, all right.
people there still.
So I get
Lies!
And it turns out it's not a torsion.
He is lying because he goes,
Oh, he looked
that.
up. Where did he look at his eyes, Neil? He's lying.
And they were all on drips in the hospital.
Yeah.
Rhubarb!
It's not a torsion, it's some sort of infection. They give me antibiotics, the swelling goes down. Unfortunately, some of my friends from my sixth form college came to visit me, including a girl that I quite liked.
What was her name?
Jo Roberts, I think.
Jo Roberts.
Did they
I didn't know her name. What's wrong with you?
And Mary Cook.
Did they
Anyway,
sign your testicle?
But I was bemused at how I got this infection, so I asked the doctor, I said, how come I've got this infection? Where's it come from? She goes, well, some sort of sexual activity. And I
Chance
said,
to be a fine
so I
thing.
said to her, yeah, but how did I get the infection? And she said, well, you've probably got it from some sort of sexual activity. I said, no.
You never
and
had sex?
And she goes, well, you know, maybe just a sort of, haven't you had any? And the shock on her face, it dawned on her that I had
sex.
maybe kissing.
Oh, poor Trevor.
And that was the most humiliating bit about it.
So someone had sex with you in your sleep?
No.
And what does this have to do with the
It's
softball
not
in the back
often
of
you
the head?
pity the perpetrator
Do
of
you
these
know where
crimes.
I got it from?
Don't look at me, mate. I didn't
reckon
know
I
you then.
borrowed Paul Cattell's box when I went out to
Cricket
bat.
box?
Yeah, I reckon that's where it came
You
from.
can't get into your
Oh, no, so
testicle.
that's where we feed back into the boring cricket
In
roots
some ways,
of
that's
this
almost
story.
the perfect anecdote. It loops back. You thought it was a red herring.
You
Why did he
can't
start
get
off at
a
the cricket?
testicular infection from a cricket box.
No,
because you would have
Trevor.
to go into your urethra all the way through your body. It just
Trevor,
wouldn't
don't
happen.
count that cricket box as sort of a girlfriend. Don't try and strike up a relationship with some protective nut gear. Right, okay, let's have some music to try and cleanse our palate of Trevor Locke's giant nut.
I'm looking at you.
I think we've put Motley Crue to shame right there.
Haven't
They've got
we
more than
just?
enough to now.
I mean, they're having it off with 10 generations,
sorry.
but Trevor has had it off with a cricket
They
box.
don't impress me, Motley Crue. I find it lazy and derivative what they do. It's all been done before.
You know what?
They've done it before.
Guess what? Read the book. It's not about the music, it's about the lifestyle.
Yeah, Trev, it's
But
about the
that lifestyle's
lifestyle.
been done. It's been done before, hasn't it, that lifestyle?
Let's listen to some music.
the Rolling
Graham's
Stones
choice,
did it better, didn't
Graham's choice. Graham's with us. Graham's been looking after us since we were in Edinburgh. When I got to Edinburgh Airport, right, what happened was this fella picked me up. Not like that. I was there. I was lost at the airport. The taxi didn't turn up. They're supposed to collect me.
We've heard this story.
And then Graham ghosted up to me, all mysterious. Graham is a man of mystery. He's sort of like a spy or something. Graham, I think, could kill a man. He is a sort of an Edinburgh lounge lizard. Are you all right there, Graham, on the other side of the studio?
I'm okay.
Do you want to come on mic, or are you happy over there?
It's up to you.
Come over here, Graham. Talk into this yellow microphone here. Graham, I want to thank you for rescuing me at the airport when you did. What was it that made you decide not to leave me standing there lost at the airport, but in fact to step in and rescue me? What made you decide that?
I think it was your profile.
My profile?
Yeah, from behind. And it was
My
very
profile
hot.
from behind.
Beg your
Yeah.
pardon.
It was very hot.
Yes, and I just didn't think it would be a good idea for you to stand there.
No,
Not
it
with that
wasn't.
profile.
Oh,
Yeah,
from
he
behind.
thought, this bloke won't last 2 minutes up here.
Profile. Yeah, my profile is likely to get me into all manner of dangers. But then Graham swept me off, and ever since we've been here, he's looked after us. He took us to the Roslyn
Took
Chapel.
me to the doctors.
Took
and
Matt
back.
to the doctors and back from the doctors.
Twice.
And that was twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
Poor
Yeah,
Matt.
twice.
You're not a well man, are you?
I'm
He's
better
in with
now.
his giant nut. There's you falling apart with your headache. I
You with
don't know.
laryngitis.
I've got laryngitis and tonsillitis as well. Blimey, Motley Crue. I bet at least they're in rude elf, those boys, for heaven's sakes.
If they are, they never admitted it.
Right, you should write a book about us, I think, and our antics. There's Trevor Locke there doing of a cricket box. There's Matt, he ain't been well. It's amazing the way we live our life. You're right, Cox diddly Lock diddy.
Well, I'm all sticky now, aren't I?
Yeah, well, okay, you keep that to yourself, dear. So we've got a message here. It says, Russell, I think you're funny, but could you please let people speak? No, I can't do that. There's someone here saying, is it Man-Eater by Nelly Furtado? If it isn't, I haven't got a clue. That's an entry to your Sonic Enigma, Trev. Is it Nelly Furtado?
Don't
Man-Eater?
waste my time with lazy entries into this competition.
Trevor, do not abuse our listeners.
I will abuse them if they abuse me with that stupid. What a thing to think. Nelly Furtado.
Oh,
No, the
That
bully
woman-
becomes the bully.
Oh my God, this is an
I
important
ain't been
social
bullied. I'm not being
experiment.
bullied. I'm just,
You
being
become a
forthright.
bully boy.
I'm not a bully boy.
You're a real bully boy. Hey, you're like some kind of slick back jerk off, ain't you? What you being a bully boy for, huh? Some kind of wise guy. Is it man-eater? It's not.
It's not man-eater.
No, you've been offensive. Trev should go out with Neil and pull some ladies, says Ross. Neil, is that possible? Could you Henry Higgins this poor Pygmalion? Can't.
I can make it work for him.
You can make it work for him.
I don't believe you.
Have you mastered head transplants? Perhaps if you lop his spate off his head with a sickle and replace it, I don't know, with a melon or perhaps his own testicle. Is Trev's Sonic Enigma World Shut Your Mouth by Julian Cope, says Matt McCann and Oakham Bonk.
Matt McCann and Oakham Bonk, shut your mouth.
Trevor!
Not really. I want you to like me. I want to be loved, that's all.
I love you.
Oh,
Hey, Russ, Matt and Trev, if I was in Edinburgh, I would have bought you all breakfast. The Sonic Enigma, is the Sonic Enigma just
Can't
looking for a
read.
kiss by the New York Dolls? That's from Amy. Is it the Dolls?
yes, it is. Well done.
Trevor! You know perfectly well that the formula of this show is I only read out wrong answers till the winner is revealed later in the show. So how could that ever be the right answer?
I'm a maverick. Sometimes I change the rules. Sometimes I break them. Sometimes I don't even see them.
That was a cool choice, though. You can't insult them for
Can't
calling out the New York Dolls.
You shouldn't insult them
Good
at
call.
all. They shouldn't be insulted under any circumstances.
That's why they've won.
Sonic Enigma is shut up, Trev. Sonic Enigma is I Can't Look at Your Skin by Graham Coxon. Is Lucy McCarthy in Coventry correct, Trev?
Lucy, were you here, I would not be able to look at your skin. I can tell that from the patheticness of your
Someone
answer.
says that
What's
every
wrong
week.
with him?
We've
Well,
had
it's
that as
her.
an answer to.
Well, eventually they'll
Is it
be
always
right.
her?
In an infinite universe, they'll eventually be right an infinite number of times, will they?
I
Is
don't
that how
know.
infinity works? I don't know.
Where does she live?
Baffling.
Coventry?
Coventry.
Does
Who's to
Coventry
say?
count in the infinite universe?
Of course it does.
Would there be a
Double.
Coventry?
After what they went through, them poor sods.
An infinite Coventry. Relegation.
Is Trevor's Sonic Enigma Kiss Kiss by Holly Valance, says Esther, 17 years, near Bath. Ah, bless
Kiss
her. I
Kiss,
presume that's the
Esther.
place.
Kiss Kiss.
She's 17, Trevor!
Sorry.
For God's sake. Tut tut, Trevor. Fancy not addressing in my repression cues. Here's a thought. Maybe Trevor's is all he needs. Luxury is solitude.
That's a lovely poem. Well done.
This is like that's from Edward Lear. It's just a really strength there. Hello. Did you know there's a thread on the message board with a link to an image of Trevor's head hanging out a hole in a ceiling? It's more Spider-Man than Superman.
Oh, yeah, someone left that on my MySpace.
I've seen that on
Yeah, it's
Matthew's
funny that
Facebook.
image.
Very
Yeah, have a
funny.
look at that, yeah.
Also, Luke's cartoon's good.
Here's a message here. Someone says simply, cut off Trevor's buttons with scissors. Fine. Hello, Russell. Sadly, Trev was
That
sort
means
of right
testicles.
last week when he said a horse has 3 sexes and the third is a gelding. That's from Katie. It's not a sex. It
Katie.
doesn't occur in nature. They're amended by man, ain't they? Don't we chop their nuts off or something?
Katie knows, Russell, that's all I'm saying.
If we're going to question the word of Katie, we might as well throw the rule book out the
I think
window.
we should
mightn't
call Trevor a gelding.
Trevor, you're a gelding, you don't have proper sex, you've got a great big nut like a space hopper. Hi, lads. Are we coming to stay on Hallam Street next weekend? Oh, I'm coming to stay on Hallam Street. Is it alright to drop in and say hello and cover Trev's cheeks in kisses? And a monster.
Where's
Trevor.
Hallam Street?
I
Well,
don't know what it means. But this person is offering to kiss you, Trev. Can you afford to look a gift gelding in the mouth?
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe if you just draw those little crosses on me, that's fine. That'll count.
Contact him on MySpace.
Got a letter here from Mel. Hi guys, saw both Trevor and Russell shows in Edinburgh. Have to say Trevor's was really good, much better than I thought it would be, despite the creepy family of children in the front row who were going crazy to get in and push themselves to the front of the queue. Definitely not appropriate show for 9-year-olds. Thought you came across really well, Trev, and likeable. Not like how you are on the radio when you're like a moany victim in the nicest possible. So people don't like victims, Trev. They're
I wonder why
unpopular.
that
But people
is.
see that this is an act. They understand.
Why are you deconstructing our radio show? It's a brilliant dynamic we've constructed. You were very good last night, Russ. Hope you enjoyed the tonic bar and managed to ensnare someone lovely in Edinburgh. Next time, choose a bigger bar, except hopefully not those lunatics who are at the front. Well, not the people at Trevor's gig who were children. They weren't invited. Jesus Christ. Matt, where were you? Matt was there for a little while till he snuck off with a groupie, the terrible little character.
not.
The way that man lives his
I went
life.
home and read my book.
Enjoy Edinburgh and your book. That's the most disgusting euphemism I've ever heard. It's the Book of the Damned that
It's
he's...
been mad up here for fans, hasn't it? Walking around reviews very difficult these days.
Isn't it? Yeah, I likes it. Nice to meet people,
About when
meet
that
strangers,
little
say
kid
hello to
went,
people.
Are you Russell Grant?
Russell Grant is a fat astrologer in this country, a fat gay astrologer. He's actually a lovely fella. I've met him once, and once there was a mix-up and I got sent one of his costumes. I actually made the mistake of smelling the crotch. I've never been the same since. But yeah, that often happens. Oh, you Russell Grant, you Russell Grant. grin admirably and say, ha ha ha, no, get away from me. I don't mind it. It's nice that people talk to me at all. Exciting to be spoken to by people. Okay, we've got Matt's Cultural Review coming up. We'll try and ring Noel Gallagher. Where's the telephone? Matt's Cultural Reviews includes things like funny smell. It's going to be intriguing to listen to. Neil's still with us. We've got the Sonic Enigma winners. Little chat with Noel, then we'll wrap up this show. What a time we're all having. What are we going to listen to now?
A CD.
A CD! That's right, a compact disc. From what? How's that word said?
Pizzicato.
Pizzicato vibes. Exciting to listen to them. Let's listen with our little brain boxes. What I'm interested in, cockety-lockety, is why you're using Neil Strauss as a resource to write messages to your MySpace conquest. You just frantically, wasn't it, Matt? You were going
this woman's just messaged me. What do I say?
You write a message, oh wise one. You write us a message.
I'm sitting here writing it, so if...
I thought it'd be an interesting experiment.
Who is the person that might be listening?
The woman's just added me. She's online now.
What's her name?
her name happens to be...
Go on, say it, yeah.
Elvis.
Elvis,
so
the
if you
woman.
get an email from
Elvis,
Trevor,
the woman.
Yeah.
It's really written by Neil Strauss in
America. So it could be an
America.
experiment we could do before the end of the show. He'll write her a thing and we'll see what
Let's
happens.
see what happens.
So let's go.
Okay,
What would you
gonna
write? He's put trouble in the subject.
Trouble?
That's quite good.
Oh,
What are you going to put in the message body?
In the message body.
I think we're going to put, let's see the right half of your face.
Very good, yes.
Why has that been mentioned? What's the initial message?
Let's see the right half of your face. What are you trying to hide?
That sounds like Hannibal Lecter's.
Because what's happened is she's taken a photograph
I want a room
of
with
the
a view.
left side of her face.
Where I can see, right, so she's taken a photo of the left side of her face.
Yeah.
What, she might have a birthmark on the right side of her face.
That's good. We could even put that. Is there a birthmark you're trying to hide?
Oh, what about people that have got birthmarks? I like them. I like a nice birthmark.
do I.
Good to have a mark of your birth.
Then add that. Perfect. You should write this profile. That's
I
awesome.
probably should.
But here's the personal secret, which is instead of saying something randy and saucy, like most guys will, you bust up on something. Be like, why are you wearing that hat? Are you hiding a pointy head? Whatever it is, you just
Bust up.
Yeah, bust them.
Bust them about something.
You
Bust
give
their
them
balls.
a
Do you
little
have that
negative
expression?
thing, give them something to come back
Right,
to.
but not negative, but in a teasing way.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the school bully who would pick on her. You gotta be that
Everyone
guy.
loves that school bully. Jamie Dawkins was at my school. There when a day went by when I didn't adore the way he kicked my head in.
All the girls secretly want to
They
sleep with
all
him.
wanted him.
Right, exactly.
They all loved him.
It's because women are attracted to status.
Status, you say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
And
true.
when you're famous like Russell, you've sort of gone out of the normal pond.
But the best personalities, the best women to date, and the best guys are the ones who are fat, like Russell.
What do you mean?
You told me that. You told me that the other night.
Well, when I was a lad, I was fat.
When you were a lad.
Yeah, I was.
Not
I was
now.
fat.
Oh,
growing
easy
up.
now. I just touched a button accidentally, didn't I?
What do you mean fat? I'm not fat. Right, I'm going to the toilet to sick up penguins.
Because they were forced to develop personalities.
Well, yeah, forced to develop a personality. What's that,
I
dear?
just watched where your eyes went when he said fat.
Where did they go?
They went boing.
Oh, like a Tex Avery cartoon. They came out on springs. Okay, so right, you're going to construct a nice email to get that girl interested in Trevor. God help us all.
Right.
And what else have we got to do? The Sonic Enigma. We've probably had more entries for that. Don't know if any right ones. Matt, do your cultural review.
Now.
Do it now.
Look at the culture I have to come out of to do this review.
The culture. I have to come out. Oh, all right then, Matt.
I've
Let's
already
warm
had
up.
my notes read out.
Yeah,
Then
and
I'm
weren't
told
they a fast? And you ain't added to them.
do my culture review like I'm being thrown out of a building.
Now, do your cultural review and stay out. Go on then, review some culture then, you mong.
Right. Oh, you can't say that.
I don't mean any harm by it. I love people. And if you don't know that by now, God help us.
Right. Edinburgh.
Yeah?
Funny smell.
Right,
There's
it
a funny
smells
smell
funny.
because there's breweries in
Breweries.
the town, but
Smells
there's a
of
smell
yeast.
of sort of yeasty wheat. It smells like a bit like, you don't have to say other cereals.
Other cereals are available, I do have to say it.
Weetabix,
Other cereals are available, like Shreddies,
Twiglets.
Twiglets. What do you mean Twiglets?
There's not other ones of them available.
Other
There's
sort of
sticks
snacks.
with Marmite on them.
You could have them knobbly knick-knack things.
It's a funny smell. It's not an unpleasant smell, but it's a smell that we've noticed. Graham, are you aware of the smell?
Yeah, it's in the west of the city and it drags across the
Yeah.
western.
Drags across. What is this
He's
smell?
made it poetic. I say funny smell. In the west of the city.
Ah.
Drags across.
It's,
Well, Rabbi Burns that first noted.
it's the hops. It's
The
the
hops.
hops.
The hops.
Right.
Yeah, it's in Gorgie.
The discos for the young people.
Oh, Trev, not like Cinderella Rockefellers, the hops, the jive bars. Hey, Daddy-o, let's get down, you squares.
Trevor's
Trev's
right.
breakfast has arrived for
Take
Trevor.
it away from him.
Trevor, you're not to eat that breakfast while we're on the radio.
It's a fudge
Take it away from him.
Not during the review, dear.
Trevor, get that. Give me that sandwich.
The size
If
of that
you
bagel,
eat that,
it's the size of his testicle.
ball-sized bagel. He's jamming it in his gob. You disgusting article.
So there's a funny smell.
Revolting. What's that, Adam? What are you reacting to in this fashion? Is this a response to?
So, there's a text come in. Hi Russell, I'm psychic. Is your next track going to be the next track? Well, it is.
Really?
Got it right. Dave from Leeds. What's going on?
Right, okay, well, hold that.
How can Dave Leeds know this?
We'll get back to this. We've got to get back to this.
How can Dave from Leeds know
He
this thing?
claims to be psychic. Can we get him on the phone, Russell, and make him...
Get Dave on the
prove it?
phone. Get him on the phone. He can't be psychic. These sort of phenomena don't exist, do they? Do they?
Please,
Please, let's get Dave on the phone.
We've left the mics up and said something.
Dave from Leeds. Yeah, but we've not said the next track, have we? Come on and continue your cultural review then, Matt.
Yes, of course.
Edinburgh smells. Well done you. You've attacked a beautiful cultural city. He comes here, there's 20,000 shows on, there's the actual festival, there's the Fringe Festival, there's the Castle, there's Arthur's Seat. What did he say? It smells here!
It does smell.
Right, coming in, carry on.
There's not much
Review the
music. I've missed music. It's because there's all the comedy shows. There's a lot of performance and stuff. There's not much music.
Trevor, don't eat near the mic, you lout!
So there should be more
atmospheric,
music.
It's not, the atmosphere of a sex dungeon. Stay back over there.
This helps. People are having their breakfast all across this kingdom.
No,
and this
not
helps.
anymore, they're not. They're vomiting into their laps. Keep away from the mic.
Look at that.
Dirty animal. Horrible.
Not many Scottish
He's
people.
eating Pac-Man.
You don't
Not
hear many Scottish
people.
accents. I don't know if it's because the festival's on and everyone from London and
They don't
around the
like
world's
it.
here.
'Cause if you live here, this is the most annoying time of year. Graham, you're a native of this city. The people hate it. My mate Jamie's from Edinburgh. He says that they're all people from Loch End and that. They just want to come here and kill people from London.
It's okay, but the population doubles. During August it doubles, so you're bound to have the Scottish contingent liquidised and diluted.
Liquidised? It's like Stony Beans days again. Cannibalism. Eating people. Sexy to
That's
eat
what
people.
the smell is then, liquidised people.
Liquidised people. It's hops, Matt, as you know perfectly well. All right, so that's an inquiry cleared up.
Right.
Go on, what's next in your cultural review, which is
People
actually
in
just
kilts.
a list of ridiculous
You
facts.
see a lot of people walking around in kilts.
Scottish people.
Scottish people, obviously.
Why are you surprised by that? Because you thought
I
it's
think
one of those
there's a
cliches that
couple of
wouldn't be
weddings
true.
and stuff, but you see like pipers sitting at bus stops.
Yeah, because they're doing it for the festival, probably. But also, it is national dress, isn't it? People wear kilts all the time, do they, Graham?
I've never worn a kilt.
You've never worn one?
Well, even at a wedding.
I wore one, I liked it.
I've never got married.
Oh.
Not your wedding, I mean a wedding.
No, I always wear a tux or a sharp suit.
You're a poet, ain't you?
Aye.
Aye. Nice to be a poet, exciting. Well, have you been published anywhere?
Yes.
Good to be published.
I've been published mainly in the States.
Have you?
But not really, kind of long verse poetry, but none of your...
We've took a shine to you, Graham. We think of you that we'd like you to come and work with us, become part of our project.
Some kind of poetry.
We do some poetry, but we also think that you could cold-bloodedly kill a man if required, in a calm, sort of poetic way, and then
Well,
just do a little
say-
sniff like John Malkovich did in the Line of Fire
I
film.
won't have my cultural review ruined by talk of poetry.
Really, this poetry has no place in Matt's cultural review. It stinks here. I saw someone in a kilt. Donald, where's your trousers? That is Matt's cultural review of Scotland. Come on, then, what
The
other
next thing on the
cliches
list,
have you observed?
Talk of poetry and stuff, it's just nonsense when
Go on.
there's things like friendly people.
Friendly people there.
Graham being one of
Matt.
the most friendly people we've met. He's
Yeah.
been an
What other
absolute
friendly
diamond.
people? Have you got any stories about friendly people, or are you just going to say they're friendly
Half of the people I nearly had a fight with.
Those people that you threatened with statements that you couldn't back up.
No.
Yeah, coming in, darling, I'll carve you right up. You want to be looking through that glass till you're 60.
They bullied Trev. So,
They bullied Trev. No, well, we must stick up for Trev. Trev,
no,
though,
there's a bit of culture here. Found some.
Oh, go on, in your
Roslyn
cultural
Chapel.
review.
We went to Roslyn Chapel. Graham again took us to Roslyn Chapel.
Good, there it comes up in the Da Vinci Code and stuff like that. They
It's an
say
amazing thing, isn't it? It was an
Holy
amazing
Grail's
vibe
in the
there.
cellar, they're saying.
I actually felt God there.
You felt God there.
Yeah, it was
you felt like you
amazing.
were
That
God.
was
You
me,
felt
actually,
nearby.
that you were
That was
touching.
Trevor,
Yeah.
just give me a back rub.
Trev, when the Beatles said
It
they
was
were better
dark
than
then.
Jesus, it caused a lot of bother. You've just claimed to be better than God, and with a lot less evidence than them. Where's your I want to hold your hand? All you've ever written is I want to hold my own giant nut. What's wrong with you, lad?
Let me tell you, we went down into the crypt and it wasn't my hand that he was holding.
There was
Oh, the
something
rock, and I
weird
think-
there, wasn't there?
There
There was
was
a weird
something
vibe
weird,
there. It's an
yes.
amazing place. You liked it, didn't you?
Yeah, I like it in that Roslyn
You
Chapel.
walked
I
around
liked it.
texting, go, yeah, well, what's in there? What's that?
It was mystical. It was the first time I'd been there as well, and the most impressive part was the pillar. It was the
Yeah.
apprentice's pillar that he'd made while his boss
master had gone off to the
That's a
Orient.
funny story.
That was really silly, wasn't it?
Who knows that story?
I know it. The master was going to. He goes, right, I'm just off to the Orient to carve a nice pillar. I'm going over and learn about symbology in Egypt. Don't, for God's sake, apprentice, gnaws up that pillar.
The pillar hadn't been carved.
The pillar ain't been carved yet. Leave that pillar. Leave it. As Joe said, leave it.
Went on a massive
I
journey.
just said that, B. He went on a journey.
You said it like a child would say.
So anyway, the master apprentice goes off to look at semiotics and that all over
when
Egypt.
you do my voice, you make me more Cockney than
what?
Frank Butcher. Then listen to you. Master Carver went off down mid
he's a proper old knees up in Egypt. Now listen, right. So he goes off to learn about symbols in Egypt and all over the Orient
to put on it.
to put on the pillar.
He was waiting for guidance to know what to carve this pillar as.
Exactly.
Right, he was really
We've
taking
all
this
said it.
pillar seriously. He really wanted right, this pillar means a lot to me. I don't want it ballsed up. I'm going to carve really good things on it. For God's sake, I urge you, oh apprentice, don't balls it up while I'm gone off on my holidays. He comes back from his holidays. What the apprentice had carved one of his dreams on there. Yeah. Oh, I know you said don't carve nothing on that pillar, but I had a brilliant dream in which I had it off with Wilma Flintstone. I couldn't resist. Here it is. Here's me doing her. You idiots.
It's true.
He hit him on the head with an hammer, didn't he?
He killed him, and then
he killed him.
And then he got killed for killing him.
He got killed for killing him.
That's an unjust.
It's a chain of murders in the Roslyn Chapel. It's more of a mystery than the bloody Da Vinci Code itself. Who cares if it was a woman?
So he came back and said, "What have you done?" And then killed the man who
Killed
carved
him.
his dream.
Quite
Although
right.
his dream
Was his dream any good?
His dream was just a helter-skelter curly-whirly ride.
Well, look at the trouble that got Charles Manson into. Don't dream of helter-skelters. That'd be my advice
It
to
had
you.
six dragons at the bottom, which is some kind of Norse mythology.
What?
Really?
Ooh.
It keeps evil away.
6 tracks. See, that
Didn't
apprentice
last
was
long,
trying
did it?
his
It
hardest.
It was a brilliant dream.
Yeah, it didn't keep
just
off
finished
evil.
the last dragon there. I am perfectly
Protected from evil.
What have you done?
You idiot! Why are you dreaming that
I'm
for?
back. I've got you a present. What? Hang on.
Here, you'll like this. I've bought you a mini sphinx. Oh, you little swine. I told you one thing I said. That's like that time when I was a lad, where I was down my street and this man was planting some flowers. And he goes, I'm just going to the toilet. Look at it. I was only 6 or something. He goes, look at these flowers. I'm planting these flowers. He goes, just pop in the toilet. Don't stamp on those flowers. Right, but why say don't stamp on those flowers? Why introduce the concept of stamping on flowers? So the minute he went to the toilet...
Did you say don't stamp on those flowers? As you go, oh, look after them flowers.
No,
Don't
he
do
went,
it.
don't stamp. He used the word stamp.
That's
Don't
like he
stamp on
wanted
those
you to.
flowers. I know, so when he went, I stamped on
test.
those flowers.
This is the thing, the mind doesn't hear the negative, it just hears the thing. You don't, it just hears stamp on the flowers and say, don't.
Don't,
Don't
isn't it
kiss me.
significant?
Whatever you do, don't kiss
It's a
me by the
modal
end
verb.
of this show, Russell Brand.
Trevor,
Don't
there's no
kiss me.
danger of me ever
Matt,
kissing you.
He's going to kiss me by the end of
I
the show.
will let me tell you that. Let me pledge all
Don't
our
you
listeners.
kiss
I will
me.
never kiss Trevor
You
Locke.
will not.
Never. It will be a cold day in hell before I kiss those scabby little labia, them grim facial scars, that slash that
ain't gonna
passes
happen.
for a gob. I'll never kiss that mouth, Trevor. There are no circumstances.
Never.
There is
Right,
no
listen,
contrivance
not
of
before
events.
the end of
When
show.
you two have stopped flirting, still doing a cultural review.
Go on then, review some culture.
So yeah, Roslyn Chapel's really nice. I urge people
it's
to go there.
nice.
It's in Dan Brown's book, The Da Vinci Code, which I think
Nosed it up a
That's a
bit and
shame.
made
nosed
too many
it up a
people
bit.
go.
But the things the women who work there said, the things that are rumoured to be underneath Roslyn Chapel include Christ's head,
Christ's head all bandaged
the
up.
Holy Grail,
Holy Grail all bandaged up.
Robert the Bruce's
Robert the Bruce, all
Robert the
bandaged
Bruce's
up.
old BMX,
Shergar,
Shergar,
all
is that
bandaged up.
Lord Lucan's
Bandaged up.
canoe.
Bandaged. All that bandaged
No,
up
but
in
there's
a
secret
cellar.
chambers under there, and they've got loads of stuff in there, and it's
I want
brilliant.
to go down it. Why can't we go in them chambers?
We can.
Let's go in them.
Because well, this is
Because
the
they
thing.
have to smash
when
a
they
hole in
try,
the wall.
when they try
Why
and
don't
di-
Trevor just put a boot through the ceiling, then we can all get in there? Once Trevor's...
Notice carved on the ceiling.
Did
I
you?
didn't know.
You silly little liar. You're
No.
worse than that apprentice.
when they
You
try
deserve your
when they
head
try and
stoned.
dig under there, the things collapse and it
Can't we
stops
dig a
them.
tunnel from underneath?
Yes, let's do it. We'll go now. Bring a
Come
bucket
on!
and spade.
Bring a bucket and spade and a windmill and have a right effing laugh. You're listening to Russell Brand on Six Music. I'm here with Matt Morgan and Trevor Locke. What's up?
I have to make an apology that I said my cultural review was going to be about Scotland. It was in fact just about Edinburgh.
That was pointed out by our competition winners, not you. Robin, Susie and Elaine, you pointed out that Matt is in
Yes.
fact a
I
regional
will be reviewing the rest of
partisan
Scotland,
hater.
which I will go around on horseback.
You're going to go around
And
on
review
horseback
it.
and go, that smells of this. I noticed that
It'll
there.
mainly be about smells.
Pointing out cliches and smells that you see around the place.
No,
When
the
you say
point was
horse-
the cliches were. I was surprised to see people in kilts because it's a cliche.
Interesting gear. Right, Trev, your Sonic Enigma. We've got to wrap that bugger up, ain't we? Is it Get Your Tongue Out of My Mouth Because I'm Kissing You Goodbye by Cynthia Heimel?
Well, Cynthia, thanks very much for that
That is the
suggestion.
person who wrote the song. Elliot is the person who made the suggestion.
No.
You dirty devil. Oh, were you thinking sex thoughts about them? The
course
way
I
you
wasn't.
recalled... Oh, Trev. Ever since you met Neil Strauss, you've been one step away from being an offender, Trevor.
Yeah.
Sebastian in Manchester says, besides being extremely disturbing, is the Sonic Enigma My Big Mouth by Oasis?
No.
Good answer, though, surely.
My Big Mouth by Oasis.
Is Sonic Enigma, Trev, Sonic Enigma Kiss by Prince, says Alan Jepson, friend of the show.
Alan, you're wrong this time, but keep trying.
Well done, it's nice to you being nice. Hi Russell, many years ago I had a beautiful but slightly insane girlfriend, says Sarge in Whitechapel. One of their best friends was called Cosima Dinkle. Crazy name, crazy friend.
Cosima Dinkle.
Cosima Dinkle.
Yeah.
Cosima Dinkle.
Cosima.
Cosima Dinkle?
Cosima Dinkle. Hey, these trousers are too tight.
Does my Dinkle look big enough?
Hey, I got a gun in my pocket, I put it to see ya. Dear Russell and Cocky Locky and Matatatat Morgansty. Peter Ustinov said, the bigger the lie, the more people are likely to believe it. I think Hitler said that, so already a line. For GCSE history, I was so subtle, lied about physics.
Brilliant,
frantically.
thanks for that message.
One of the examples of a lie in a history exam includes Rasputin could open jars of chutney just by staring at them.
That's meant to be true. Trevor's told
Trevor's
me that once.
obsessed with Rasputin. If ever you mention
Rasputin was
Rasputin,
misunderstood.
Trevor goes, Rasputin, he was a brilliant man. He was a mystic.
He was a magician.
Trevor,
He could
was
do things.
evil.
It might have been a magician. He was a mystic. He was
Evil-
a genuine holy man. He wasn't
evil man.
The
Did
you
masses
know-
said he was evil. It was manipulation. The media said he was evil.
What,
the status quo,
one
the
thing I
establishment
know about
want
Rasputin
you to
was a
believe
pig.
He's evil.
He was a
wasn't.
dirty
You
pig. He
lazy-
touched boys,
He didn't.
Trevor.
He
He
didn't.
touched and kissed
Did he?
them. Yeah, he did, Matt. Yeah.
But the telekinesis is possible, apparently, in scientific
They didn't have
conditions.
televisions
People,
then.
people
Oh,
have
you
moved
imbecile.
things around, tiny little things.
Of course.
And they can affect machinery. If groups of people concentrate on it, they can slow a
Okay, well,
machine
let's do
down.
The
it.
CIA
try
did it, didn't they? In the
something.
Cold
I've got
War,
nothing
they tried
against
to. You've been reading that book, The Holographic
Yeah,
Universe.
it's
haven't
very
you?
interesting.
That's my book.
I know, I've borrowed it. It's also become a bit curly because I slept on it.
Give it back. I need that for my holiday. He bought that for me, the Holographic Universe. I'm going
I'll
on
buy
holiday
you another one because I've
Tuesday.
made it go curly.
It don't matter. I don't want another one because what you will do, you won't do that.
I will
I
do
know
that.
you won't
I will
do
do
it.
that.
Like when
Look
you
me
go,
in the eye.
oh, I'll buy you competition. I'll buy you competition winners a prize.
boys, I'll
he
buy
won't
you
do
both
it.
one each, please.
You give that back,
I'll
young
give you
man.
that one back and I'll buy myself one.
Buy yourself one. I
just
just
didn't
want the
want
one
you to have a
Trevor
curly
gave.
one.
Sit down and eat your dinner. Stop squabbling.
Eat
Now,
your
Mum,
fudge.
Where's my fudge?
Let's get the competition winner up. Or no, maybe we don't know. Has this person won the competition?
know.
We don't know.
Do we?
Lucy, hello, darling. You there? Lucy? Lucy! Spike is looking back. Oh, Lucy, is that you? Are you alright?
Yeah.
So, Lucy, you might have won this competition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Lucy.
I do hope so.
Right, so what do you... so, have you had a nice day today, Lucy? What have you been up
It's
to?
been awful.
Why? What happened? What's
Well,
gone wrong?
I fell down the plug hole.
You fell down a plug.
I fell asleep in the bath. I shrunk, didn't I?
Lucy,
I
your
would've
life
drowned
sounds...
if I hadn't crawled on the back of that plastic duck.
Oh, you stupid... Ah, hold on, it's actual Lucy. Keen-eared listeners would have noticed that was Trevor Locke pretending to be Lucy there to spare our blushes. Lucy, actual Lucy, are you there, dear?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, I still... Actual Lucy.
She was there. There she is, she's there.
Lucy, answer if you're here. Hello, Lucy.
Hello.
Oh, it's Trevor again.
This is like a
Lucy.
seance.
Lucy, come to us.
Come
Spike,
out. Come into the light.
Spike, the engineer, up until now, been doing a wonderful job. I'd liked his name, I liked
Spike.
everything about him. Spike. It reminded me of IDI. Spike, dressed up as a carrot, Spike. And I liked it. But now, it's turned into an absolute farcical on a bicycle. Trev, you might as well continue pretending to be Lucy. So, Lucy.
I tell you what.
What is it, Lucy?
Do you remember that email that Neil Strauss wrote on behalf
Do
of
that in your
Trevor?
own voice if you're going to do information that Lucy couldn't possibly know, you goon. Do it in your own voice, Trev.
Neil Strauss, famous seductor and biographer of Motley Crue.
Seducer, you goon.
Seducer.
What's wrong with you?
This is what he said. Some lady added me,
Yeah.
and he wrote a
In
message to
MySpace,
her,
which is
and he
that doesn't
wrote,
make sense.
On my
this is
space
what
ad, yes,
dot,
yes.
dot, you're in for adding me while I'm on the air and for forcing us to speculate on the missing right half of your face. Russell says birthmark. I think the same. I think it's like the left side but opposite. Do help. We have £20 riding on this. Trev. Now this is what she's responded.
That's what you
Interesting.
wrote.
That's what Neil
This
wrote
is
on
what-
Trev's behalf.
Pretending to be me.
Like
I
Cyrano.
Elvis has written back. She says, I think the point is you shouldn't be checking your MySpace whilst on air.
No, you shouldn't.
Do your job, Trev.
The
Why has he got a
truth is...
computer over there anyway?
The truth
Trevor, where
is...
do you get that computer?
Look,
Where have you got a computer? You don't need to compute.
without
while
me
you're there.
and my
Trevor,
computer,
stop
this whole
computing.
show comes crashing down.
Stop computing,
He's throwing
Trev.
more fruit at me, listeners.
He's computing.
He's
Don't
throwing more...
vote.
He's computing.
Coffee.
Stop computing, Trev.
Oh, that's coffee now.
There.
Right, stop throwing
It will
things,
teach you to
Russell.
compute.
You've
Stop
knocked
throwing
the end
things,
off the
Russell.
microphone. Do you want me to read what she said?
Yes, but you must stop computing at once.
I think the point is you shouldn't be checking your MySpace whilst on air. Good point. She goes on to say, the truth is the right side to my face is located on my bum as a third cheek.
Interesting
I'm
response.
sorry if that means you both miss out on £20, but I tell no lies when it comes to my deformities.
Actually,
And she's
Matt
given
wins the 20 quid
one
because he
little
thought
kiss.
she was talking out of her bum. Hey, woo, yeah, we've all won the World Cup. Now, come on, what's the rest of this message?
It's just nothing. There's a little kiss. So I think Neil is a charlatan.
Nonsense, Trev. You should be able to convert that into orgasms.
Oh,
now,
dear, please.
someone
That's the
said
last
we
thing I want
have
to
got
have.
Lucy on the line. Let's try. Lucy, are you there? Hello? Oh, it's still Trevor.
Why? It's very difficult to get a phone.
It's because
from
we're
the
in
studio.
Scotland.
But they have phones. They invented
This is-
phones up
look,
here.
It'll be easier broadcasting from occupied France in 1940.
Trevor, stop
I
attacking
can hear
Scotland. Lucy?
Hello, night talk.
That is the sound of Lucy's put-down phone, isn't it? Christ,
Should we
what a
just say
fast...
what the answer was?
This is London.
No, let's go to a track. We'll see if we can get Lucy up during that track. What are we going to listen to, Matty Morgs?
We are going
To
to
listen to
a little song.
a little song.
Little
Little
Richard,
Richard! Long Tall Sally! Oh, blimey, we're going to rock out now, baby. Let's take down our trousers and pants and enjoy some music by Little Richard. What did Trevor do? He was computing!
I was trying to find emails from our listeners.
Why are you computing at a time
What, on
like this,
MySpace?
Trev?
Not on MySpace, no. I'm on the Russell Brand email thing at
Get
Six Music.
a grip, woman. For God's sake. So, OK, we're going to try and get Lucy, the winner, possibly the winner, we don't know, of the competition. Spike's there with his fingers crossed. That's probably why he can't operate the board. Now, let's see if... Lucy, are you there, dear?
I'm here. I don't know if you can hear me.
Lucy! Woo! Yes, all right. Magnificent. She's there. Spike.
Yeah, I
At the
am.
11th hour. Lucy, what were you doing before? When we were talking, were you responded or could you not hear us? What was going on? How was it for you,
Couldn't hear a
baby?
thing.
Couldn't hear a thing. Crikey, you
No,
poor,
just
poor
sitting
girl.
there, kind of, wondering where I was.
Well, where are you?
If you see what I mean?
Yeah, I know, I do see. Where are you? Where, I don't want to sound like a disc jockey, but where are you in the country?
I'm in London. I'm in Camberwell.
Oh, London.
I remember there.
Oh, God, blimey, we had an hell of a time when we're down here in London, don't we, boys? Trev lives in Camberwell, don't you?
Sort
Well,
of,
I call it life. He shuffles from place to place, squatting in cellars, staring at his own
Whereabouts in
undercarriage.
Camberwell are you?
I don't know. Whereabouts in Camberwell? What are you going to do?
What?
Turn up outside, throw a
it's
brick
just
through a
nice
window?
to know, nice to know the details. Whereabouts in Camberwell are you?
I'm near the Woolworth Road.
The Woolworth Road?
Oh, yeah, that's great radio.
do you know
this.
that-
For
you've gone
anyone
into
who
a
lives on the
radio-
Woolworth Road.
That's where Charlie Chaplin was born, isn't it?
He was-
Yes, it is.
Charlie Chaplin.
No,
That's quite interesting.
he was
Charlie
born
Chaplin.
He's safe there.
Kennington Road.
No, he wasn't.
Kennington
You
Road.
little twit.
Yes, he was.
Woolworth Road.
Trevor.
I think he was
He was
born on
East Street, by the
Castle
way.
Road.
Huh?
East Street,
Come on,
wasn't it? Yeah.
move on.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
Trevor. Oh, I've got something very important to show you.
Yeah.
All right.
What was that? I didn't see it. I saw your hand. I didn't see it. Get it out. That doesn't count.
Trevor
Don't
is
do that.
trying
I
to
don't
look
wanna
at
look
my
at that anymore.
genitals. What's wrong with that lad? Okay, so Lucy, we're talking a little bit about illness, seduction, fighting on the show. Have you got
Charlie
any-
Chaplin.
Don't talk about chappers no more. Now, have you ever feigned illness in your life, Lucy? Lucy?
Yeah, I have loads
when?
of times.
Give us an example.
One time when I had a biology test at school and I pretended I had diarrhea and they made me eat chalk.
They made you eat chalk?
What? Teachers'
Yeah.
chalk?
So you can eat that? Blimey, that's a
Yeah.
very immediate
That's
response.
odd.
As a cure for diarrhea.
Eat chalk.
Yeah.
Eat your chalk, Trev!
That's what we should do.
Let's make him eat chalk.
Oh,
Trevor.
Lucy, it's backfired.
Well,
it
she
did, didn't it?
hasn't. Got chalk bunged up her pipe. So, Lucy, right, so you said I got diarrhea. You didn't have diarrhea, and then as a punishment you had to eat
No, I
chalk.
didn't know.
Oh, God, the irony. Having to eat chalk when there was nothing wrong with you. What else? When
No, I
else?
had to keep running in and flushing the toilet and pretending.
You poor cow.
You
but
kept
what a
it
brilliant
up.
actress.
That's good, isn't it?
Even having
Yeah, I
scoffed
did,
all that
yeah, of
chalk.
course I did.
Lucy, have you ever been in a fight situation?
No, I've never been in a fight situation, but I have been punched.
Oh, you poor
That's a
sausage.
fight situation.
That is a fight.
Well spotted, Matthew.
Yeah.
Well, no, I wasn't actually in the fight. Someone punched me by accident.
Bystander. You were just an innocent victim. Friendly fire. A friendly fire punch. Was it an American person just lashing out wildly, trying to get their hands on some oil? Possibly. Could have been. Who knows? Lucy?
Yes.
Lucy?
Yes.
What did you think about Neil Strauss's seduction techniques?
Sexist.
Well, you know.
Do you want to go out with Trev? Do you want to go on a date with Trev, Lucy? You live nearby. Are you single?
I don't do dates.
No,
I don't do dates.
Because I want to end up alive at the end.
That's right. And Trevor has got a bit of a reputation as a murderer. Haven't you, Trevor?
I do. And where does that reputation come from? Your little fantasy.
I thought you were going to say My Little Fanny, which I don't even own. Your little Fanny produces rumours. What's that, Lucy?
I said, you got money, you can buy yourself a fanny.
Well, I don't need to, dear. So, Lucy, hey, what do you think is the answer to the Sonic Enigma?
Big Mouth strikes again.
Trevor, is it the Smiths? Big Mouth strikes again?
It is. It is.
Have I got the right to take my place in the human race? All right, yes, it's the correct answer. It's the Smiths. Okay, well, Lucy, congratulations.
Thank
You can
you.
come in the very next time we do a live show, because the next one might be a pre-record because I've got to go on holiday because of the old mental breakdown. So, but like, you can come into the studio if you want.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Hang out with us. Watch out for Trevor, because as you know, a bit of a reputation as a murderer.
Yeah, well, you know, I've been pre-warned.
Pre-warned, forewarned is forearmed. So said
Forearmed,
shaky,
exactly.
shaky Shakespeare. So who have you got in the background? I can hear someone talking.
You what?
I can hear someone talking in the background, Luce.
No, there's nobody in here.
No one here? No one there?
Poltergeist. Very shifty about that, didn't she?
Poltergeist. You did say no one here. Have you kidnapped someone, Lucy? Have you got someone all bound up?
Well, yeah.
Lucy.
No, I haven't. No.
You saucy devil. You're going well with
that
Trevor.
chuckle. Listen to that chuckle.
Evil chuckle. Lucy, we're going to have to let you go now because we're all a bit scared. But we are going to let you in the studio and let you loose on society. Take it easy, Lucy. Well done with the competition.
Well done, Lucy.
Boy,
Congratulations.
Bye-bye. Boy, congratulations. So that was good, Trev, that it was that lady got your enigma.
It's an enormous relief, isn't it?
But, you know, it is a woman that's got someone chained up in an attic.
Yes. Well, I expected that, really.
These are the kind of people that are in tune with your thinking.
Yeah, and I'm proud.
Worrying, isn't it?
Well,
your life is like the lid of a Quality Street tin, you old-fashioned buffoon.
That is a beautiful lid. That's one of the great lids.
Great lids.
With that lady with that skirt that goes out and the guy in the
posh
penny
cow,
farthing, the bloke with the top hat.
That dickhead on a penny farthing.
How dare you?
He is a dickhead.
He's a gentleman.
He's a dickhead.
He's a gentleman and a scholar.
I don't trust
Private
that penny
income.
farthing bloke.
He's got a flat in the country and a town in the house.
Other what a weirdo. Other tin lids are available. For example, roses. Matt, have you enjoyed the show today, baby?
Yeah, it's been good, actually. I've come round.
What do you mean come round? Woke up,
Don't know if you noticed,
semi-conscious.
but he was unconscious at the beginning of the show.
I prefer it when he's asleep. He's better in a coma. Hope for us all. Competition winners, did you enjoy it here? Yeah! Woo, what a laugh we all had. Helen, my lovely assistant, purchaser of pants, saviour of days. Have you enjoyed it here?
I did, yes.
It's lovely to have you here. I appreciate and I adore you from the bottom of my little hairy heart. Now give me some more pants. Yeah, give me some pants. Get me into the Ron Muick exhibition. We're going to the Ron Muick exhibition now. We're all going to go.
Brilliant.
Be nice to see a
It's
bit
a bit
of art.
embarrassing that he's covered in coffee and fruit and you're covered in whatever that is down you.
Ha ha! Would you like
Do you
me
mind
to
if I
tell
don't
you?
walk round with you?
Yes, I do.
I am a cultural reviewer.
You have it. People, there'll be a hushed air around there.
Yeah.
It's Matt Morgan. He's writing in his notebook. He's doing a cultural review. Everybody, produce a smell. Something he can understand. Okay,
dear.
what a show it's been. Thank you very much for listening to us. I wonder how this is going to work as a podcast. Next week it might be a pre-recorded show, but by God it'll still be brilliant. Sorry I didn't get Noel Gallagher on the air, but you know he's like, he's unreliable as always, been the same, cancelling gigs left, right and centre.
We should
Perhaps-
sack him.
Let's get rid of him. He's held us back, that guy, for long enough.
Not working hard enough.
Now, let's get him on the show next week. We'll find out just what exactly is wrong with him. Okay, so what we're going to listen to, is it Big Mouth Strikes Again by the Smiths?
Hang on.
We're going out on the Smith. What's
We
up, Matt?
opened the show on the Smiths.
Yeah, we start the show with... No, it's Morrissey, actually. We start
Oh,
the show
that's a
on
big
Morrissey.
difference. He
We're
still
go-
sings in that stupid voice.
Oh, you've attacked Morrissey! You've attacked him! Oh, how dare you! You disgust me. For a man who sits and listens to his own brain din. Let's listen to the Smiths. Big Mouth Strikes Again. No right to take my place in the human race.
BBC Six Music.